Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Akashic Allures Yoniversity, the first masterclass. Thank you for joining us at this open temple event. And our first masterclass is Mysteries of the Womb, Creatrix. I am going to share my screen. Okay, and if you're watching this, the replay, make sure that you have a pen and paper, or if you like to take notes on your computer, that's completely fine too. Okay. All right, y'all. So today is a beautiful astrological event. It is Jupiter and Taurus, and I chose that for a reason. And we're going to drop into the wealth codes that Jupiter and Taurus has. Okay, so today's agenda, we're going to be, again, talking about Jupiter and Taurus. This is a collective transit because it is one of the outer planets. It's going to happen on a collective level for sure, but we can also tap into this energy. It is a benevolent planet, so we can really, really use this planet to increase our success within our business for ourselves. We're going to talk about the mysteries of the womb creatrix, some really, really deep stuff about the divine feminine energy and her ability to give life and to always be an abundant resource. We're going to talk about wealth frequency, both balancing the masculine and feminine energies, the action that you have to take, and also the mindset and consciousness that you need to have to manifest an overflowing abundance in your life. We're going to talk more about worthiness, embodiment, and then money energetics, which is really fun. And we're going to be talking more about energy work because people are always saying like, okay, change your energy. But like, what the hell does that even mean? Okay, so we're going to talk about the energetic body when it comes to being a wealth channel and a wealth conduit. Okay, we got Hathor, we got Demeter. Tune into your fertility goddesses for sure. Call them in if you want to do that. Okay, so Jupiter goes into Taurus. I love using Jupiter. I'm always using Jupiter in my business. It's a very, very important planet for a reason, and I like to call it the great expander. Okay, you can really expand, like, what is your limit? What is your reality right now? And how can you expand beyond that? What is your limit for your income? What's your limit for your followers or whatever? And it's just like imagining things that you didn't think were possible for you. So I love tapping into that energy of Jupiter. So Jupiter was just in Aries, and now it's in Taurus. So this is the Jupiter and Aries lesson. Fortune favors the bold, okay? It really means that you need to have the willingness, you need to put yourself out there. And when you do that, like success, opportunities, clients, money, it just comes to you because you're being bold, because you're taking risk, you're taking messy action. Okay, so that was the lesson that Jupiter and Aries taught us. And now it's going into beautiful Taurus. So Jupiter is starting its whole astrological cycle. It was in the first sign of Aries. So it's a big thing. We're in the beginning of this whole like Jupiterian cycle, and we're going through all these lessons as a collective. Okay, so if you guys didn't know, you guys probably do know, Jupiter is the planet of expansion, higher learning, philosophy, spiritual wealth, travel, good fortune, generosity. Okay, the planet itself, it literally rains diamonds on the planet. That is an actual scientific fact. And yeah, you can tap into Jupiter also as Zeus as well, the gods of the gods, and that beautiful like masculine energy, very generous male archetype that wants to provide. Okay. So as I was saying before, I definitely use it for brand expansion. I'm always like posting videos doing Jupiter hour. I'm doing spells on Jupiter day, Jupiter hour. And also just tapping into like the frequency of Jupiter, what that feels like. The first time I ever went viral, Jupiter was in my 10th house. So it was expanding my career. It was during Sagittarius season, which is also ruled by Jupiter. and my midhaven is Sagittarius. So I'm using that Jupiterian energy to expand. So the first time I ever went viral, again, Jupiter was in my 10th house or was on my midhaven. And I was going viral and I was thinking about like the likes on my video. And I was like, why am I only settling for like 1,000 likes? Like, what if it was 10,000 likes? What if it was 100,000 likes? And I was really like expanding that. And I was like, and then it happened. It just started like literally all these notifications were popping up. And then it was literally happening because I believed it, or because I was able to like actually like feel it for myself first. I expanded the possibility first. I tapped into the possibility in that expansion first. And then I actually started manifesting. Like it happened like within that minute. It was crazy. It was nuts. Okay. So yeah, I'm always using that for the expansion, for career success, for career opportunities, just being lucky and fortunate, things just like magically working out. So you can really call on Jupiter. You can use like the symbol of Jupiter, it looks like a 4, carve that into your candles, put that in your sigils, put it in your like stories or something, or like put it on your videos, whatever you want to do. Like you want to enchant whatever you put out there with Jupiterian energy. Okay, and a lot of it, yes, it happens mentally. And we're going to talk more about how we do that energetically too. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune, we like to call it the Wheel of Fortune because luck is always turning. Luck is always changing. Sometimes we can have a bit of bad luck, but the nice thing about fortune and luck is that it's always changing. So this is a new tide where if you guys were having bad luck before, then you can really shift into this good fortune right now. And it's in this beautiful sign of Taurus, which is like really, really stable. So it's like that stable wealth, that stable fortune. Okay. And what Jupiter into Taurus means to me is really having our spiritual wealth actually be reflected into our material world, which is what we deserve, right? If we're spiritual, if we're psychics, if we're healers, if we're just like on the spiritual path, if we're witchpeneurs, we deserve to have like actual physical wealth. And this is like what's happening on a collective level. This is we're actually going to start seeing people who are spiritual gaining more money, gaining more finances, gaining more like success and luck into their lives. Another thing that you could do is like look at your Jupiter placement to really tap in. So my Jupiter is in the 12th house. It's in Aquarius. So because it's in the 12th house, I have to be alone. I have to be in my spiritual work for me to be successful. That's when I get like, that's when I get my breakthroughs. That's when I'm channeling information. I have to be alone. And because it's in Aquarius, I always have to be on the leading edge. Like I have to kind of like go into the future or like make something new, make something like revolutionary almost a little bit too. That is like my wealth. That is like my fortune energy. Okay. So Jupiter really represents this beautiful masculine energy. It's the spiritual masculine electricity, while Taurus is the material feminine magnetism. Oh, this is so, so juicy. So it's literally like these beautiful polarities like coming into one. And this is like this beautiful creation energy that we can really tap into. So electricity and magnetism, electromagnetic field, I learned this in physics in college. It's literally the same thing, which is crazy. Electromagnetism, you can look at the same energy and you can use a different formula and you're taking different variables and it's electricity. But if you look at it a different way, it's magnetism. But it's literally the exact same thing. And I think electricity and magnetism is like the masculine and the feminine. Okay, so this is science, you guys. And we have an electromagnetic field. The Earth has an electromagnetic field. And we're going to talk more about how to use that as your wealth and conduit channel. Another thing I was tapping into for Jupiter in Taurus, this is really the expansion of pleasurable, sensual experiences and material things. Another visual I was getting was just like a lot of growth, like let's say like you have a garden and it's literally like overflowing with stuff. And it's like, I only planted like a few seeds, but I guess it multiplied and there's like, it's just like overflowing. Okay, so it's like, that's a beautiful, like juicy expansion, an explosion of like fertility and nature and like all of this like blooming energy. Okay. All right, so that's Jupiter into Taurus. That's the beautiful portal that we have, and we'll be working through this beautiful lesson of Jupiter and Taurus. We're going to talk more about Taurus. So Taurus energy, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's an earth sign. It's a fixed sign. It's very, very stable earth. I like to believe that it's ruled by the earth, but other astrologers say that it is ruled by Venus. But either way, you can really tap into both when you want to harness Jupiter or Taurus energy, working on Fridays to harness that Taurus energy. Definitely do something this Friday because it's the new moon in Taurus conjunct Jupiter and it's Venus day. That's a beautiful portal. That's going to be our initiation. And I like to believe that it's ruled by Taurus, by the earth, because it's an earth sign. It comes from the earth. All right, so Taurus is already associated with slow, diligent work, being self-reliant, being in your sensuality through the senses. So I'm wearing some really good oils. I'm wearing velvet. I look cute. The music like sounds good. Like it just grounds me into be like, oh, it's so pleasurable to be like human and to have my five senses. Because when we're dead, like we can't listen to music, we can't hug people, we can't wear velvet. So it's this beautiful like dichotomy between Taurus and like Scorpio, where it's just like relish in being human. It's okay to feel like human and to feel of the earth. And that could be hard for people who are star seeds or who are really spiritual. Now is like the time to be like, okay, like there's spirituality in the material and I can really relish in my limited human experience. All right, good food, good sex, good sleep, hedonism. I freaking love Taurus energy. Receptivity is also a really good one if you want to think of Hathor as well. Nature, spring. It's also what you have. Like I have this, is your belongings, is your sense of security, it's your money and long-lasting stability because it is that fixed earth sign. Okay. The shadow aspects of Taurus, you guys already know this: lazy, stubborn, too much in the pleasure seeking, you get too comfortable, or you're too like fixed and stingy with your money. Okay. So tapping more into what Taurus means to me or what that archetype is, it is like that mother archetype. I don't like how we call it the bull. To me, it's literally the cow. It's the mother like giving milk to their babies. It's nourishing. And that's why, you know, people used to worship the cow, or that's why the Taurus cow like was praised and worshiped for its like fertility because of how much it's able to give and provide for like children, for the community as a whole. Okay, there's also something about Taurus that is, again, slow, diligent work, but doing work that is pleasurable and satisfying. So I'm also in my own like energy work class, and my energy work teacher was talking about how the earth is really calling forth, like for us to get back into like doing work that's joyful, that's pleasurable, because that is literally our birthright. It should feel good. It should feel satisfying to do work. And we're going to talk more about it later, how this patriarchal capitalistic society has taken away the joy and pleasure from work, from being in our purpose, from being in our dharma. It naturally feels good to do this work. I loved making this whole slide. I love doing this. I love giving people Akashic Records readings. It's so satisfying and fills my soul up. And that's really the true wealth as well. Okay. And this is what you're able to tap into as witchpeneurs. Yes, you're building a business, which can kind of seem daunting and kind of scary, but it feels good. It's creative. It feels good to create something and to build something brick by brick, the way that Taurus does. And that's stable and long lasting. Okay. So it's really about this journey of like creating something that's pleasurable, not like the end goal of like being a millionaire and having an empire. No, it's like, how can we enjoy this whole thing and take our time and play in our work? Okay. And this is what God wants. This is what the earth wants for you. So it's not just you trying to manifest this. It's like, there's like your spirit guides, your ancestors, people in your mother line, they want this for you. And it's up to you to feel worthy and deserving of that. Okay. All right. So that was Jupiter into Taurus. So we're going to talk about the mysteries of the womb creatrix. This is really deep, y'all. I freaking love this stuff. So what happens in the womb? And I'm mostly talking about like when you're creating a baby. All right. So what happens in the womb is like pure alchemy. So the definition of alchemy in general is when two energies come together, create a reaction, and result in a completely different product. So what's happening in the womb is alchemy, the masculine and the feminine coming together, the sperm and the egg coming together and creating a whole different person, a whole different universe. We came out of the womb and we have we are literally a universe. It's a person. That is the power and energy of like a mother creating something. Okay. There's also beautiful sacred geometry as an embryo. We have these like flower of life codes. So this is insane, you guys. This is us as an egg. Okay. Your sperm comes in. Oh, is somebody unmuted? Please mute yourself. Okay, thank you. Okay. So yes, the sperm comes in and it fertilizes the egg. Okay. Then it duplicates and it makes a beautiful Vesica Pisces. Ooh, the Vesica Pisces. That is our yoni. That is our throat. That is our third eye. It's a really, really sacred portal and it's a really, really sacred shape. Okay, then it keeps multiplying and multiplying and multiplying until we get this beautiful flower of life. Okay, so, and then there's just a bunch of Vesica Pisces here. So how we were created, we literally came from like the flower of life. That is like in us. Our DNA is sacred geometry. Okay, we are one with nature. We are nature. We're not separate from nature. So how can you be separate from wealth when you are it naturally? Okay, all right. So let's talk about the Vesica Pisces. Oof. This is the bridge in between worlds. That is what you have in between your legs. I want you to know that. The portal between the spirit realm and the material realm. Seriously, you have that in your voice. You have that with your third eye. You have that with your yoni. Okay, you can see within realms. You can manifest with your words and chant people. Talk to their subconscious brain with your beautiful siren song. Right? Or you could literally birth something, a whole universe through your yoni. Okay, we are the bridge to heaven and earth. And that's why we are deserving of having heaven on earth in the physical form. Okay, there's a lot of like motherhood wounding. We don't appreciate the mother. We disregard Mother Nature. We pollute her. Okay, there's so much like war and abandonment and trauma to the mother and the divine feminine energy. But it's really about us like healing this and reclaiming this and being like, no, I'm the one that gives life to everything. I'm the one that is the portal to heaven on earth. I'm the one that has the mysteries to the spiritual realm, right? So to really understand that, that is like where my worthiness comes from, my embodiment and deservingness. That's where it comes from. That's how I understand my power. Okay. Right? Women, we can literally open this portal. It's available to us all the time. You use it through your voice and your cunt. I wanted to say the word cunt. I know it's triggering, but it just wanted to come through. The word, even the C is something like it's super like, it's super receptive. Like even if you like go back and put it on its like head, it's like the receptivity of Taurus, right? It's beautiful Taurus energy. Even if you go back to, I can't believe I don't have it yet. Oh, okay. I'm discovering it here. This little beautiful vessel. It looks like our womb, and then there's also our crown and our horns that Hathor also uses to receive. Okay. So I wanted to use that word instead of pussy or vagina. But V is also a very sacred like symbol as well. All right. All right. We're going to get deeper into these mysteries, y'all. We all came from a woman. So if you, again, I don't know if you guys know this, but I went to college and I wanted to be a doctor, and I have a beautiful analytical scientific brain. So I like to like infuse science with my teachings. So yes, every embryo starts off as a female. Like when we were like really, really small, like even like you were like kind of like actually fully formed a little bit. And then the Y chromosome activates and changes the baby to male, the penis forms and everything. But again, we like the feminine is the starting point, not the masculine. Okay. We were taught wrong. So we all came from the feminine, from nothingness, from blackness. Okay. And we're also going to talk more about the masculine, feminine energies in terms of sperm being the cosmic seed, the inspiration, and then the egg being the cosmic container that holds the seed. Okay. And that is what our womb is. We need to be empty. We need to be able to receive this beautiful inspiration to create something. And that really does come from the mind. Okay. So the Taurus field is an electromagnetic field. Again, we have this is science. We have an electromagnetic field. I like to think of it as our auric field. Okay. The fucking earth has one. Okay. So again, this is science. The Taurus field, yes, it is sacred geometry, but it is also science. Okay. There is also there's also a masculine North Pole and South Pole as well. We have that. You need that polarity, which is really important. So our auric field is actually our conduit for life force energy, creativity, wealth, everything that has to come through so that you could receive. So if you kind of look at this photo, I like to think of this is like smaller, like it should be actually covering your whole thing. And the way that you expand it expands your capacity to receive more. Okay. And that's why we're going to be talking more about like energetic work, because that was really important for me, like to increase my income flow was increasing my flow of life force energy in my body. This is how I'm resourced into source and how I'm able to resource my energy towards my business and myself and things I love and want to nourish and grow. Okay. So as you guys know, as above, so below, I like to think of the universe as literally a Taurus field shape. So this is a drawing, this is a depiction of the universe as a Taurus field. Okay, so they say that we're like about here. This is like the cosmic sun, universe, the hologram. I'm going to go deeper into this. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm just gonna let your mind be blown. So this is from the Bible. Again, this is not some like Bible study shit. I'm talking about sacred texts and decoding them, not taking them literally. Okay. And I'm not always going to quote the Bible. I'm also going to say that. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament and from the waters which were above the firmament. And so it is. And people these days, what the hell is a firmament? I honestly think that this is the firmament. Like if you think of a cell, like the membranes between a cell and that actually dividing, that is like the firmament. Okay, so this is the unseen that we tap into as women, and this is the hologram, which is our physical reality. And again, you guys are open to believe whatever you want to believe, but this is what I have come to realize. This is what I believe. If this resonates with you, you can also take that into your own beliefs, but you don't have to. I also want to say that. All right, so we're also going to take a sacred text from the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Get ready for this, y'all. Okay, in the beginning. Okay, so this is from the chapter, The History of Creation, from the Egyptian Book of the Dead, which is a book of spells to help people cross over into the underworld and remember who they are as a soul. In the beginning, the earth languished with the sky. Nothing lay between them, neither height nor depth, and they were not separate. Each encompassed each other like a lover. So we're going to go back. Okay, nothing lay between them. They encompassed each other like a lover, and then it splits. Okay, this also looks like the sun symbol in astrology. Okay. And the power of life pulsed between them. At a word, Temu parted them, and they became heaven and earth. Heaven and earth. So that the sun might move between, and that it might ride over and under bodies of two worlds, giving both its light. There was space above, there was space below, there was space in between, and all four sides, so that it may take shape of all the things Temu thought might take shape: beast, stone, and season. Okay, so this is another reason why I believe in this diagram. This diagram actually came from a released CIA document. I don't know if you guys have known, but like the CIA is like releasing documents and they talk about this stuff. And yeah, it's like unclassified information now that we can like tap into. So again, use that if you want to use that. If that doesn't mesh with you, don't let it be so literal. Then take it as like an actual like theory or maybe something more figurative. Okay. So yeah, Temu is you can kind of see them as raw, but it really is that masculine cosmic mind, right? Anything that we thought of might take shape. This is the cosmic seed. Oh, I'm gonna make a peacock. I'm gonna make a mountain. I'm gonna make the four seasons. Whatever God wants to make. The feminine is this beautiful container. Space is this beautiful container, this egg for all of this to happen. Okay, so this kind of blew my mind. And again, these things happen in different, I feel like there's something else like in Buddhism where they're talking about the same thing in terms of like separating worlds, two worlds being separate. So this is not the only time I've seen this in sacred texts in other religions. But if you know how to decode it correctly, this is it. All right. If you guys have any questions, you can drop it in the chat box. Let me know because we're getting pretty deep. Or if you're confused about anything, let me know. Okay. All right. So we're going to tap into the fertile nothing, the void, the darkness, the soil, the new moon, the black space, the Yoniverse. Okay. this is where we all came from. This is like in the beginning. This is how creation even happens. It's not the light, it's the darkness. Okay. Again, we all came from feminine. We all started off as a female. Like we are literally the source of creation itself. Okay. And it has to be like dark black. All right. They even say like melanated African women, like that's where humanity even came from. Okay. It's so deep on so many levels, and it's reflected in our actual like reality. Okay. So in the beginning, there was nothing. God said, let there be light. That's what the Christian said. What scientists said, they said there was a word, but the scientists said there was a big bang. Okay. Temu said, add a word, make this. Honestly, what I think, it was a sound, a frequency in which something is created. Okay. So in our next masterclass for Gemini season, we're going to talk about making ourselves an instrument, attuning ourselves using sound and frequency. And then on a business level, how do we attune our business, font, word, copy, email, whatever, to resonate with our clients, to resonate with opportunities. Okay, so that's for Gemini season. I'm super excited. And also using thought, like using our throat, right? Gemini is all about words, the throat chakra, and also healing the witch wound, which blocks our throat chakra because we were beheaded, we were hung, we were drowned. So there's a lot here that we're going to heal as witchpeneurs next month. A little sneak peek. I'm so excited. Okay, so yeah. Before there's like a sound, there needs to be a thought and an inspiration. Literally everything you see was an idea. Okay, this MacBook was an idea. Literally just look around you. What you're wearing was an idea. Everything was just an idea. And then it was made real. We actually spoke it into existence, or people talked about it and they made it happen. Okay, so that is like the crazy thing about creation, is that you can literally make nothing into something. And that is what we hold as women innately. All right. Another beautiful thing is that a seed has light sensors. Again, we're going, I used to teach this to my 4th graders for a science class. A seed does have light sensors, but it will literally not grow unless it's completely dark. So if you're just holding a little sunflower seed, it will grow because it's out in the sun. It's not going to be nourished by the soil, the fertile, dark, wet soil. It needs that so that it can grow. So it's so important for the feminine to be in this energy so that your seeds can grow. Okay. So the womb, it nourishes, it protects. That is really like this beautiful, like encompassing energy. Sometimes we think the darkness is like scary, but I love it. Like I feel like hugged by it. I feel encompassed, surrounded, completely protected by the darkness. It's not a scary thing. And I want you to see like the womb as something like, this is a safe home. Your womb should feel like a safe home as well. Okay, but the darkness, it can be like scary. It can be like the unknown, but the unknown has so much fertility, has so much possibility. You're put into the unknown. Okay, if you're in your dark feminine initiation, you're put into the unknown to bring you into the no self, into the nothingness, into not wanting, needing anything, and then receiving it all. Okay, you need to get to that point so that you can actually create. All right, you must be empty to be filled. This is why we shed monthly, so that we can be filled and receive it. We are cyclical beings. We can't constantly receive and receive and receive. We have to let go. We have to surrender. We have to be going into the unknown, going into the no self, because that is just where so much possibility can happen. You think you want something else, but there's a whole completely like different possibility that you're not even aware of that wants to come in. Okay. And that's why you also need to let go of the ego, get into like the no self, get into your real, truest desires, and receive cosmic divine guidance, cosmic divine creation, ideas, wisdom. You get to a point of letting go your ego, letting go of that old self, old patterns, old habits. It is so important that you have something in your life where you're releasing. So again, we actually physically do, but I like to detox. I like to release in so many different ways, and I'll get more into that later. Okay, so to receive and to be open means to surrender and release and return to nothingness. Again, what I was saying before, the feminine truest self. And this is why anything is fucking possible, you guys. Anything is fucking possible for my witchpeneurs. It is. You can be traveling the world. You can get married to, I don't even know, you're like most aligned person, because anything is possible. You can create anything, like actually, and you can actually have it in your physical reality. Like anything is possible if you're actually open to what spirit actually wants to give you, not your ego. Okay. Okay. This one is so cute. So the womb mystery schools. This is a Sheila Nagig. Look how cute they are. Pussy open, vulva out. And this is actually above doors of churches in the UK, in England, in Ireland, in Scotland. Churches for St. David, for St. Mary. Bitch, this was not church. These were not churches. These were higher institutions of womb mystery schools and goddess worship. You know how the church made us forget our feminine magic and power? They took all of these like covens and institutions and slapped Jesus Christ on it. That's how prevalent magic and goddess worship was, is that we have these whole buildings dedicated to the womb, to the feminine, the divine feminine mother. This is what we used to do. This is how we used to be. This, what I'm creating right now, Yoniversity, is just a reflection of what those were. That's what it is. It's just, we're coming back to remember it. We're getting back into fertility goddess worship, worshiping the earth, taking care of the earth, manifesting with and for the earth. This is what we're like doing here in Yoniversity. We're like remembering something super sacred, lost, our lost like power of creation and fertility. Like we used to do this. Okay, this is not like some woo-woo shit. No, this is like history. This is science. This is grounded like in our reality, like actually. Okay, this is from a BBC article. Okay, so I'm gonna read it. So Georgia Rhodes, author of Decoding the Sheila Nagig, the nude bald woman represents the crone or earth goddess. They were pagan goddess figures emblematic of the earth goddess who births us and take us back into her at death, she explains. In some places, brides were required to look at and perhaps touch the Sheila before weddings, which seemed to suggest their royal infertility rites, which is so funny because brides, wedding ceremonies, that's a whole pagan ritual, and they have a whole priest being like, no, that's a pagan ritual. Unveiling the feminine mysteries. Come on, you guys. It's a whole ritual to bask and celebrate the union of masculine and feminine. That's what a wedding is. That's what a reunion is. Okay. Again, like you can literally go today and find a Sheila Nagig if you ever went to the UK. And it's, again, they're above like these doors. The yoni is a threshold. I don't know if you guys like to do threshold magic. I love doing threshold magic. The most common threshold magic is when you blow cinnamon through your front door on the first of the month. That's threshold magic, right? The yoni is a threshold into another world. Okay. So you can either go out into a whole new reality. You can go into the comfort of the womb. It goes both ways. Go out or in. All right. Okay. So we're going to talk deeper about the initiation of being birthed into life and the initiation of motherhood. So yeah, you guys, birth is a painful process. Why? Because we are literally stretched between heaven and earth. Okay. We are literally here to take a soul from heaven and push it out of our womb through our canal. That's why it's so freaking painful, you guys. That is not an easy thing to do. Okay. And back then, women would die in the process of trying to go to heaven and take a soul back with them. And sometimes the soul couldn't even like actually go into the physical body as well. So luckily we have a high, we're able to live this time. But yeah, I'm going to talk deeper about the initiation of just being human. To exist is to exit the spiritual realm and into the material world via the yoni portal. So we're literally coming out of the yoni portal. What do they say? Oh, the baby is crowning. Okay, so we're being crowned. We're being blessed, anointed into this world, blessed by the pussy itself, by the divine mother itself. How does a divine mother like want to bless us? It wants to take care of us, of course. So we were literally born sovereign. We were born worthy. We were born unique. The second you were born and you took your first breath, you have a right, you have a birthright to thrive on this planet, to take up space and to live your life, to live your dream life in the way that you created it. That is your birthright. There's space for you. Of course, there's space for you. You wouldn't be born if there wasn't space for you. What spirit wants you to do is take up more space and ask for more because you're able to receive more and you deserve more. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's get back into like this beautiful, like mothering energy. And it really depends on what your relationship is with your mother. Okay. For me, like my mother was not really like emotionally there for me. And she, yeah, she just like wasn't there for me, but it wasn't horrible. But she did not meet my needs emotionally the way I wanted her to. So I definitely had to look at that and fix that so that I could fully receive and tap into this beautiful, divine, feminine, creative energy. Because yes, like I'm not actually a mother, but I'm a creator. I'm a creative and I'm always birthing something every time I create something. So you have to look at it that in that way as well. All right. So the light aspect or this beautiful balance aspect of what a mother is, they want to protect, they want to have your best interest. They want to give you the world. And then also, this is really important, sometimes mothers need to push us out of our nest so that we can fly. They nourish us so that we can go off and be our own person. Okay. And the shadow aspect of this is like a mother being like controlling and not wanting their like child to leave. So also look at that if you see any like aspects about that in you or in your own mother dynamic. But that's really important. And yeah, just knowing that you're a child of God, of the divine feminine mother, a daughter of the divine feminine mother, surrender your worries to her and she'll take care of it. Like it's crazy how many miracles, how things work out, how the money just appears and shows up. And I'm like, wow, thank you. Like, I can just relax. I can just receive. I don't have to worry about this, that, and the third, because the divine feminine mother is so powerful and I'm just human, and I will just let them take it. Let them take me where I need to go. Okay, so that is my relationship with the divine feminine mother. Again, look at your relationship with motherhood, your own mother, and how you relate to God. Do you relate to them as a masculine father or a mother? A lot of me reattuning myself to like basically deprogramming myself from religious programming is tuning more into the divine feminine mother. Okay. All right. So on that topic, so that was the mysteries. That was the mysteries. We're gonna kind of go and shift gears into more of a practical approach and what you can do in your daily life to actually see changes in your wealth income. Okay, so I want you guys to drop in the chat, what are some beliefs that you feel have worked through, are currently working through, have rewritten? What are some things that you have felt from toxic, capitalistic, hypermasculine society? I have a few here. You can definitely drop the ones that you feel like resonate with you, or also any new ones that you want to add. I would love to know which ones you guys resonate with. Something that I've been personally working through is that you have to work really hard to be successful. Sleep when you're dead. Yup. You have to suffer in order to generate wealth, for sure. You always feel like you have to be working. You can't rest. Anything else that you felt from this toxic capitalistic society? Yes, the starving artist story. F that, y'all. F that. You know how many artists are like actually really successful? Yes, thinking money and resources are scarce when it's abundant. Oh, so good. So good. Oh, you can't work and have fun at the same time. Ooh, these are good, y'all. Thank you. Thank you. You can definitely put more in, but yeah. I have to suffer to make money. Yeah, you guys, this is like what we're taught. Isn't that insane? When you're passionate about something, that means you're no sleep. You're grinding every day because I'm passionate about something. What? I'm passionate about something because and it makes my pussy wet. And I'm so excited. Not because I'm like, oh my God, I need to have that. You have to have a degree to be successful. Yeah, you need like the external like validation. That's a deep one. Thank you for telling me that one, Raven. Y'all. Okay. Oh, there's another one. For sure. Even like, yeah, all these degrees. This is something that also my energy work teacher told me. Like, yes, you can be certified as a Reiki attuned, you can be all of this, but how are you going to get a certification from your ancestor gifts? How are you going to get a certification from your past life gifts? You're not. You just got to embody that shit, and you actually inherit it. You don't need a piece of paper to prove it. Okay. So yeah, these were some really big ones. In hypermasculine capitalistic society, you have to work really hard to be really successful. Not true. There's people doing jack shit and they're very successful. When other people are successful, it takes away from the limited resources available to me. So this is the competition, right? It's like that pyramid. You have to step on other people to get up, to climb up the ladder. Or if that person's successful, then they were stepping on me. Fuck rich people. No, it's a collaborative thing. So instead of taking that triangle, it's really like a beautiful web. right? And it's beautiful, this beautiful like web in terms of like, okay, I have this resource and I'm in this niche and like you're able to thrive here and I'm able to get my resources here. Yeah, it works out. We all feed on each other. And that's really the matriarchal way. It's community, it's collaboration, not competition. Okay, that's the feminine. Collaboration, not competition. Productivity equals value. So, okay, I did this and I did this and I did this and I did this, and that means I was valuable today. That means I'm worth something. That means I'm a good person. That means I like am like a productive member of society because I did all these things on my to-do list that don't fucking mean anything to me, that don't fulfill my soul, but it proves something because I did 5 things today. Right? No, don't base your value on what you do. Honestly, for feminines, it's how you're being. That's way more important than what you do. It's your beingness. And that's what your value is if you can resonate at the frequency of yourself, of your God self, that magnetizes everything to you. Okay, sacrificing health for the sake of productivity. Yep. Oh, you can't do it because you have too many sick days and there's no more sick days left. And well, I know you're feeling sick, but we really need you to come in. And I know your mental health is really bad, but the deadline's too. F that, y'all. F all of that. You don't need to do that. Okay. You don't need to sacrifice your health. I was doing this when I was in college. I was sacrificing my mental and physical health to be a doctor. And I'm like, this makes no fucking sense. It just makes no sense. How is that sustainable? It's not sustainable at all. And we want our energy and our business and everything in our life to be sustainable. And when you're using your resources like that, that's not fucking sustainable. Jesus Christ, it's draining. All right, ignoring the body's need to rest. If you need to rest, you're a cyclical being. If you're on your period, rest, because that's what your body is doing. We're taught in the society to ignore what our body is telling us to do. Now I ask my body everything. I don't even ask my brain anymore. I'm like, what should I do? Like, should I do this or should I do that? I tune into like my solar plexus. I'm a manifesting generator, so that's where my authority is. I tune in my solar plexus. I'm like, what do you want to do? I ask my body. I'm tuning into like the subtle cues that my body wants me to do. And it works out so well. That's how I actually am able to resource myself and to give my resources out in a way that's sustainable, because I'm asking my body. My body has beautiful intelligence and it knows what to do more than what your mind knows or thinks. Horrible boundaries between life, play, and work, especially because we live in America, sadly. I think of like that You episode. I don't know if you guys watched You, but it's like this British person and this American professor is like, yeah, I gotta go home and grade papers. And she was like, you Americans have a fetish for work. I'm like, oh, you're so right. We do have a fetish for work. It's fucking gross. Like the grind never stops. Oh, you can sleep till you're dead when you're dead. No, oh my God, give it a rest. That is not for me. Not for me as a feminine woman. Maybe as a male entrepreneur, that would work for you. But as a witchpeneur, fuck no. Fuck no. Okay, so you really want to have good boundaries. What I like to do is I literally think of like my work in a bubble, and I think of my play and my actual personal life in a bubble, and I put like an energetic boundary around it. So I think of like purple fire around these two bubbles. They're not overlapping, y'all. They're not. But sometimes it is. It's playful. It makes that beautiful vesicle Pisces. Like, okay, like I love doing this. It feels creative to me. I made these pretty roses on the side. And it was so fun to do that. So there, of course, you can have plain work. for sure. It feels so fun to play in my business. But again, it's really good energetic practice to have clear boundaries, to be like, okay, I'm not checking my email. I'm not checking my notifications. I'm not going to check up on my clients because it's 11 p.m. What I'm going to do whatever I want to do and play at this moment or rest. Okay. And that doesn't happen in like culture. It's like, why are they asking you to check your email at like friggin' it's the weekend? It's rude. It's rude. Okay. The job is shitty, but it pays the bills. Okay. I'm just gonna do it. I gotta sacrifice like what I want to do so that I can really live. Did somebody unmute themselves? Did you have a question? It's okay if you didn't. That was an accident. Okay. So yeah, these are like some really big ones. Again, if you have any more, you can definitely drop it in the chat box. But yeah, we're gonna talk about like the true wealth frequency. So that was that programming. I'm gonna talk about like the new programming. Oh Lord, I'm so excited. Okay, so yes, the wealth frequency. It is a frequency, it's an energy, it's something that you can tap into. And we're gonna talk about 5D energetics and this hyper feminine 5D portal. So the matrix is very hyper masculine, very 3D. So 5D is very hyper feminine, which is so nice. But if you ever go back into your hyper masculine tendencies, like it's not going to work in this new reality that you're creating for yourself. Even if you try, like, okay, like I used to work hard and I used to get what I want and that's how I manifested. No, you actually, like in 5D, you actually can't work hard and manifest. Like it doesn't work that way, which is nice, but you have to really like unlearn that stuff. Okay. So as feminine beings, we attract and magnetize our resources. I can't tell you like how many things have just like came to me. I didn't need to like go find them. Like how I got in-person readings, the owner of the witch shop, she came to me. My current or my Snipfeed link, Snipfeed was like, hey, like you should use our platform instead of Linktree. Oh, okay. Hey, like, do you want to go here? Like, I'm thinking of vacationing here. I've always wanted to go here. Yes, this is spirit bringing me my blessings. It feels so good to not have to go out and find it. And it's literally finding me. And this is what was happening when I was like really tuning into like this beautiful, like new 5D world. I'm like, oh my God, like, I have to like relax and play and live my best life. And then my best life happens, you know? So yeah, the feminine energy does not have to exert its will to receive. Obviously, we are still humans. We still need to be in our masculine energy, but you can really rely on your feminine energy to get a lot of things done in your 5D consciousness. Again, 5D is not like you wake up one day and you're like in a completely different reality. And no, it's a consciousness. It's a state of mind. It's a state of being, actually. And that's where you reside mostly. Or if you can stabilize yourself there, that's where you can like really manifest so easily. And then there's an integration period in which you're escaping the matrix. You're going to 4D and you're integrating stuff from the past until you can really stabilize into 5D. And this doesn't mean I don't go down into 3D. Like, yes, that happens to me. I'm not always living in this amazing reality and da-da-da, but I'm able to stabilize myself in 5D and actually go higher into even 7D. Okay. All right. So 5D consciousness, and you guys know, I feel like you guys have like already felt like what 5D feels like. It's the present moment. It's like, oh my God, like play and joy, and you're so connected to the universe. You know, like it really depends on where you are, but it's like those moments of like the veil being lifted, and you're like, oh, this is it. This is the truth. And then you kind of go back to your reality, you gotta go back to your job, and then it's like but I feel like you really need to like leave your job so you can actually escape and get into 5D for real, for reals. Okay, but it's okay. Like sometimes people have to, like, it's not even bad to have like a side job either. Okay, but it's so important in 5D to like do things that don't lower your vibration. Or if you want to stabilize yourself in 5D, yeah, you can't do things that lower your vibration. All right, so again, the present moment, it is wealth. It is this beautiful like 0 point where you can really like choose anything. And in 3D consciousness, it was really like good and evil, like, okay, this is right and this is wrong. And 5D, it's more so like, okay, like, do I want the chocolate cake or the raspberry cake or the vanilla cake? All of them would be really good, but the chocolate cake gives me the most pleasure. So that's what I'm going to do. That's the path I'm going to choose. And those are my choices in 5D. Like, yes, like you can like choose the old, you can choose 3D, you can choose the bad. But if you get to a level of like self-mastery, like your choices and your options are like way more. Okay, I hope this is making sense, you guys. All right, so this is something that my spiritual business mentor taught me. Some of you guys have also worked with her, Hajina. Be, do, have, not have, do, be. So you have to be, you have to take the inspired action, and then you'll have it. You'll have the successful business. Not, okay, when I have the money, then I'm going to do this and then I'm going to be happy. No, that's not how it works, yo. That's not how it works. Because people are always waiting for them to have something or for them to have the degree or the money or this, that, and the third, so that they could be wealthy, successful, powerful, feminine. No, you have to tap in to the beingness first before you can actually like have it. Okay. That's important. I really want to stress that. I really, really want to stress that. Okay. So from survival mode into thriving mode. This is really important. So survival mode, a lot of people are like in survival mode and they don't even know it. And like really coming to a place of thriving is like being able to relax, really being able to be like tuning into the present moment. Like when you're in survival mode, you're like, your senses are heightened, you're like kind of in fight or flight mode. You're just like, there's also like a weird constant stress. But for people that are like just constantly in survival mode, they don't even know it. It's like this underlying stress that they have. And maybe it's like this anxiety, it's like this feeling of tension that is just so normalized that you're just going through the day to day. And then it actually becomes numbing. Like you're just numb, you're just doing whatever because you're just so used to a heightened stress response. Okay, so that's survival mode. A lot of people are in survival mode. How do we get into thriving mode? Nervous system regulation. This shit is so important. So there's a lot of ways that you guys can do this. Obviously, deep breaths, do yoga, have that in your practice. Do meditate a lot, do breath work. And the more that you can like put that in your routine and practice, the more your body is actually in a state of relaxation. Like when people ask me like, what are you good at? I say relaxing. That's literally what I say. Like you have to be good at relaxing. Breath work is super important. Another thing that you can do, pets are amazing. I love to cuddle with my cat whenever I'm stressed. You can also use like plant medicine. Weed helps. Weed, there is also a shadow aspect if you're like using it to escape the stress. That's not gonna work. But a lot of plant medicine calms the nervous system down. I have magnesium drops. So I was like really angry one time and I just like put it under my tongue. It just set me right. Ashwagandha, I think, is also good for like your nervous system. So there's things that you can eat to actually like feel safe. Going outside also makes you feel safe. Listening to birds. When birds are chirping, it actually induces our body to relax because that means there's no predators around. So we can actually relax while listening to the bird. But if you're really able to like tune in, get into like nature and getting into the state of like thriving, like what does that feel like to you when you can just thrive and you can relax and you don't have to worry about things? Just get into like that peaceful energy. And there's going to be things that are going to stress you out for sure, but you need to understand how to re-regulate your nervous system. And just what's really powerful for me is just taking deep breaths. That's a huge thing. And then another thing I like to do is like having a coach, having a mentor that I could co-regulate my nervous system with. And that's really, really, like really powerful, because I'll be getting triggered by my business or whatever is happening. And then she will help me, she will heal me, she'll do whatever she needs to do. And we go back into this beautiful state of like stability and thriving. And I can really lean on my mentor for that, to do that. So yeah, very, very important. And it also is able to help you adapt. Like when you're in the unknown and you're in this new reality and you're like, oh my God, you have to adapt. So how do you deal with your stress response? Even though you're getting everything you want, your stress response is like, this is new, what the fuck? So it's gonna like, you're gonna like maybe even resist this beautiful reality that you wanted to call in. So this is why you have to know the tools of nervous system regulation. And we'll talk more about them for sure. The different tools I like to use. Okay, but there's a lot. Again, breath work, meditation, yoga, a cat, tea, really simple ones that you could do. Being out in nature, make it a point in your life to really like always like, if you're constantly in survival mode, like get yourself into like peace and cultivate that more and more in your life. All right, root chakra work. Oh my God, this is it. This is so important. I know you guys already know that, like duh, wealth frequency. Yes, you have to root into your root chakra. I am constantly refreshing my grounding cord. I'm constantly grounding myself to the earth. Sometimes I'm literally anxious and I feel like a creative block, and all I needed to do was ground my root chakra to the earth. And then it just flowed. I'm like, oh my God, that was it? That's all I needed to do. Okay, so feel into the stability of the earth. The earth is so stable, that Taurus fixed earth sign energy, stable as a rock. Like nothing can shake it. Okay, and that's like the energy that you want to tap into. That's the energy you want your root chakra to tap into, and then allowing Mother Nature to take all that bullshit and alchemize it for you, because she is that void in which we can alchemize anything, and anything is possible as well. Okay, so we're going to talk more about that in our energy workshops for sure. Relaxing to receive. This is so important. Okay, sometimes it's like coming through. Yeah, like if you're tense, you can't receive anything. Even if like you're tense and like, I don't know why this is coming, but like when you're a virgin and you're like clutching your pussy, receive, it's gonna feel painful if you receive that phallus. But if you relax, like it'll actually be like a good experience, and it doesn't feel hurtful because you're not clenching, right? So it's the same thing in life. Like you actually have to, God, yes, let me be open. Let me receive this. Because you can't do and push and push and push. You're actually pushing away the things that you want. So when you relax and you receive and you go back, that's when it falls into you. And that's what you need to be doing as a divine feminine woman. Okay, grounding into inner stability. So whatever your circumstances are, what are you like, what do you feel stable in? Okay, like this is really important. This is your faith. This is your strength. This is who you are, like your power. Like that is your inner stability. Your stability does not come from your external reality that is constantly shifting. Don't let that validate you. I'm stable inside of myself, so the world outside me is stable. Okay, it's be, do, have. I'm being stable. I'm doing things because I feel stable, not fearful. So I'm going to have things that are long lasting, long term, and generational. Okay. So where can you actually feel that stability? It's just a feeling that's available to you. It doesn't matter what is in your bank account or what's happening in your life. It's a feeling that's available to, if you know how to like attune. Okay. So I really like to think of like the earth, like a movable mountain, how the earth is always going to be underneath my feet. It's always going to be there. And I really sink into that feeling. You can literally like get down to the ground as well and be like supported. Like, what does it feel to be supported? Lean against the wall. Like, what does it feel to be supported? Okay. It's literally like a feeling that you have to embody first before it manifests that way. Okay. So money neutrality. Okay. Money neutrality. So this is important. This is something that I learned from like one of my money coaches. It's really like being able to look at your income and not judging it. So, okay, like maybe you had a 5K month, the next month was 2K. Okay, that's it, neutral. I'm not gonna like, oh no, oh shit, fuck. And then you spiral out of control. No. And it's also not being like super high on money. Like that actually like dysregulates your nervous system when you're like, I have so much money and I'm gonna go shopping and da, da, da. You want to be like really neutral about it. Like also the sense of like not putting it on a pedestal too. Like, oh yeah, 10K, cool. Obviously you want to be grateful, but it's just like, okay, cool. Like it's not like I'm not worshiping the money. I'm not worshiping the wealth. It's just an energetic tool. That's why it wants you to be neutral towards it. We're really worshiping the feminine. We're really worshiping nature and fertility. Okay. And because of that, as a byproduct, yes, you get the wealth and the money and the prosperity and the success and all the things that you want. But really looking at money when you're spending it, when you're paying your bills, it's just neutral. Yes, you want to get, but you definitely want to be like grateful for sure that there is a level of detachment from worth, your own worth, and the number. Okay. Do not let those things define you. They're just an arbitrary number. Okay. You're the ones that you're the one that defines your wealth. Your beingness defines your wealth, your true wealth. Okay. So yeah, and this is really important for you to be able to withstand the high and low months. And you're like, okay, like this is where I'm at, and this is where I need to maybe open up my wealth channel so I can call in more income. And then it's just as simple as that. I'm not going to be like, oh no, shit, fuck. No. Just like it's definitely easier said than done. But if you can take away the emotion from money, then that's going to give your power back. Going to put you in the position of power instead of money. Okay. The sustainer archetype. So we have the creator, the destroyer, and the one that nobody talks about, the sustainer. And this is like the not glamorous part of the duties that you have to perform for your creations. When you create something, a child, a program, a business, there's things that you're not going to want to do. Taxes, bookkeeping, maybe. Like, this is like the sustainer archetype. And this, if you can even think of like, maybe like what? Cleaning your home, doing laundry. That is the sustainer. You're sustaining like what you have. And this is really important for sustainability and long-term, like having a long-term business. Okay. There's a lot of people that's like, okay, just do what's pleasurable all the time. You can't do that. You have to do things that aren't always pleasurable. That's not actually like grounded in real life. That And this is why I'm like, I always want to balance it with like the material and the spiritual. Because yes, there's so many beautiful spiritual concepts, but you don't want to be delusional about them. You can't always do what's pleasurable. You need contrast. You need pain sometimes. Like you need to be bored sometimes. And there's a place and reason and season for everything. Okay? And do not ignore the sustainer archetype. That's how you like consistently have good cash flow. This is how your business has consistencies, when you show up consistently and when you're devoted for something. Not because you have to, not because if I don't do this, then my business is going to die. No, it's because you're devoted and you're in it for the long term. Okay. All right. So your network is your net worth. And a lot of the people that are literally in this room right now, I've met them because I've invested in high level investments. I've went on retreats, I've taken courses, and that means I'm meeting people who are also investing the way that I'm investing. And I'm also putting myself in spaces where I want to be surrounded by people that are investing like this. So I'm going to invest like this so I can be around people that are making 6 figures, making 20K a month. And that's what I did. Through my, I was in a mastermind. I was surrounded by women that called in, okay, 7K in the first month, in the first week of the month. I'm like, wow, if that's possible for her, that's possible for me. It normalized it. I was like, okay, like all these women are just like super successful and thriving and they're spiritual. And I'm like, okay, like I'm not alone. Like I can do this. And they're beautiful mirrors and reflections. Okay, so that's why I created this mastermind. And who you are networking with will give value in your life in a way that is higher than the investment that you initially put. Okay, so you really want to surround yourself by people that you look up to and putting yourself again in these spaces so that you can like also live the life that they're living. Like who you surround yourself with is actually becomes your reality, is how you think. It's what you believe is literally like the 5 people that are closest to you. So the people that were closest to me were like my mentors and like the women on my mastermind that just normalized the success for me. It's like, oh, okay, cool. And then we're doing it all together. It's a mastermind because we're putting our brains together and we're creating something. And they activated me in a way that I couldn't do by myself. So another thing too, priceless friendships. Oh my God. It feels so good to like have these beautiful friendships with women that are witchy and teach me things and are on my level. I don't have to be the teacher. I don't have to be the spiritual tapped in person because this woman is also spiritual and tapped in and psychic as fuck. I don't need to be that. They're just reflecting the beauty inside of me. And it just feels good to fall in love with myself and fall in love with my friends. That is like a priceless feeling. I can't even put like a price on it because it's like amazing to have women in like my life like that. So a lot of you guys are here and I love you. Okay. True, true wealth. True wealth. What is true wealth? It's not the money, you guys. It's the freedom to do what you want. It's love. It's peace. It's your faith and spirit. It's nature. It's friendships. It's your health. It's artwork that is priceless. Okay. This is true wealth. This is what we want at the end of the day. We don't want like millions of dollars. We want to feel freedom. We want to feel luxurious. You don't need that to feel luxurious, but it can manifest that way because you're emitting that frequency and you want to create that for yourself for sure. Okay, so I want you guys to get in tune to like, what is success to you personally? not what society told you success is, which is the white picket fence and getting married and having like a penthouse and like all of those things and having a nice car. Sure, that could be, some of those things can actually be part of your personal version of success. But again, get into like what is actually your desires and reclaim what your true desires are, because your unique creation and reality in your life, like nobody else is going to live that life, nobody else is going to create it, but you have that beautiful unique blueprint to that sacred life. Maybe like true wealth for you is just having a really beautiful husband and really beautiful family, and it doesn't have to be super flashy and you don't have to have like the designer handbags, but that's like true wealth for you. And for some people it's the family and the designer bags. No fucking judgment, for sure. But again, like, why do you want these things? Like, why do you actually value it? Do you value it because everyone else values it? Or is it high fashion? Is it made by like a beautiful designer that created something that's genius and that you really respect? And that's why you're buying the Chanel bag. Okay? There's nothing wrong with like material luxury things. It's just like, why do you want it? It has to actually resonate with you uniquely. Okay. All right. The spiritual economy. I've been like doing this for years, you guys. If you want to be a fuck yes client, if you want to have fuck yes clients, if you want people to invest in you, if you want loyal customers, if you want pay in full clients, you have to be that yourself so that you can see it reflected in your reality. So I am a fuck yes client. I will invest in my mentors. I will be a loyal customer that's like, okay, you're doing this Reiki monthly, and I will literally buy it every single month for the past 6 years. I'm like always doing like this Reiki from this woman that I love. I'm a loyal customer for sure. And that's why I have repeat clients that are also like really want to invest in me and love my business and love my services. Okay, you need to like that's how you get in the energy, is like when you do it yourself and then you're able to receive it. Okay, your energy is really your currency. So what you believe, like what you believe in, like put your money towards that. Like I believe in supporting female witchpeneurs. That's where I'm going to put my money in. That's what I want to make real. Okay. Even like in terms of stocks too, like what kind of world do I want to build? Okay, I'm going to invest in like solar panels because I want that's what I want the world to be like. Okay, so you get to choose with your money like what you're like able to like make thrive or what you're nourishing. And it's literally like what you believe in. Okay, so this is the spiritual economy. This is when we pay ourselves instead of like funneling it all to like the big corporations who are just keeping it all for profit. It's when we pay ourselves. Like this is like where the spiritual economy can grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, and everyone can be wealthy as fuck. And that's like what's happening on a collective level because Jupiter is in Taurus and Saturn is in Pisces. So people are going to value spiritual like information, spiritual knowledge more. This is where we're shifting in. This is why we need more healers, because more of the world is waking up. And there's people that are spiritually broke and materially wealthy that are willing to invest in your spiritual knowledge. Okay, this is where we're shifting collectively. And this is why you want to get on the collective wave and you want to look at the transits and the astrology of it so that you can prepare and be on the wave and be like, oh, okay, you literally ride the wave up. I don't gotta do too much. Like I'm just being lifted up by this wave. That's what I like to do with the cosmos. And that's how you manifest with the cosmos and use your business in alignment with the cosmos. Okay. All right. Playing the game. So this is really important, you guys. There's a lot of people that are spiritual and they don't want to look at their bank account. They don't like, I don't know, they think that looking into that stuff is not for them. It is for you. I'm sorry. You have to pay taxes. Definitely have financial literacy, emergency funds, Roth IRAs, a high yield savings account. You want to know how to play the game and then also use it to your advantage. Because if you're not financially literate, that's how the banks get you with the fees and with the interest rates. But if you actually play the game correctly, you can be like, oh, like I'm using my credit card points to buy my vacation for this, or I'm using this as a tax write-off. I'm using this vacation as a tax write-off. So these are ways that you actually have to play the game because we still live in a material world where taxes and stocks and banks are a real thing. So we still have to, like, we're not above that, sadly, as a spiritual person. Not sadly, I don't want to say sadly. Okay, another thing that I want you guys to know, wealthy people see debt as a good thing. Okay, and we're taught that debt is a bad thing. You don't want debt. But to them, debt is like a way for them to do more, to give them more freedom, to invest and not use their money in the bank account to have things. I'm going to use the bank's money, not my own money. I'm using the bank's money. Okay, so they actually like using debt. They like using credit cards in a smart way. Okay, again, don't go overboard. Don't go overboard with it. But you want to know how to play it right. And especially as women, I was always like, okay, like my ex was going to take care of it. Like finances, I don't know anything about that. Take care of it. You're a man. No, Spirit really empowered me to be self-reliant, Taurus, self-reliant on myself and be in charge of my own wealth because I'm a woman. And I actually am a bigger conduit for wealth than he is. So that's why I kind of had to really empower myself with understanding more about financial literacy, having stocks, diversifying the portfolio, all of those things. And when you have like savings and emergency funds, it really relaxes your nervous system. So your emergency fund is there for a reason. I literally like crashed my car into somebody's car and I'm like, oh my God, well, that's $1,000. Oh, I have an emergency fund. Okay, there we go. And that's it. That's the emergency. I don't feel bad. Oh no, I lost $1,000. No, that's literally my emergency fund that I have saved up. Oh, I had two parking tickets. Emergency fund. I don't feel bad. I didn't lose money. That's what it's for. Okay. So that's why it's important. You can always like lean on it as a safety net. It makes me feel relaxed to have savings. And that's why it's important to, again, diversify your portfolio and have savings so that you, again, can relax into that stability and regulate your nervous system. Okay. Invest in your future. So investments are for your future so that you can be a richer person in the future. Your return of investment, it takes time, obviously, but the game is rigged in your favor, especially with Jupiter into Taurus. The game is rigged in your favor. Okay. Your return of investment is higher. So you have to see investments. Wealthy people are always investing. They're not spending money. They're investing in things that are going to make them more money. Okay. And my money coach also said this: investing, if you're thinking of the Taurus field, think of it as your money coming into your channel, expanding out. So the more you put in, the more you can expand out. And that's the Taurus field. Okay. So the more you put in, and again, it's sacred geometry. So it's exponential. If you can mute yourself, that would be great. Thank you. It's exponential. There is a deep knowing that it will come back to you as well, like also multiplied, and literally everything president has come back to me, $3,000, $3,000, $10,000. It came back to me. Duh, because spirit told me to do it. Why would I not trust spirit? So yeah. And then this is just how my wealthy version, like this is the version of me that's wealthy. That's how I would act anyways. I would be investing in this stuff anyways. So what version of you are you choosing? The wealthy version or the one that's living in survival mode? Who are you going to choose? You do it with your actions and your beingness. And then each investment is always a quantum leap. Oh my God. So this summer, I invested into going to the Amazon rainforest and doing ayahuasca with my spiritual business mentor that I've known and worked for with like a year. So it's safe. Like I trust her. And literally like before I told her like, okay, I'm in, like, I'm going to do it, like pull the trigger. I like had this vision of me in the Amazon and there's rain on my face and I have tribal paint on. And I just jumped into that fucking timeline. Every investment is literally a quantum leap. You actually collapse time. And it's crazy, you guys. Like it's literally going to give you new possibilities and new timelines because you're investing in this way. The bigger the investment, the bigger leap. I'll also say that too. Okay, masculine structure. So masculine structure is super, super important. So what is your relationship to the masculine? If you feel the masculine restricts you and doesn't let you play, then that's why you won't be self-disciplined, or you won't like have consistency in your business or stability in your business, because that's how you feel about the masculine energy. Okay, so what you really want to tune into is this beautiful, healthy, divine masculine energy. This masculine structure allows your feminine energy to play. Okay, so I have, let's say, for example, like I planned out this is what I'm going to do this week. Actually, my feminine intuition is actually, I want to do something else and it's spontaneous and I'm going to do that. I'm not going to be super rigid in my masculine structure, but I have a structure for me to play and change around with. This masculine structure creates consistency. It also creates like the stability so that, again, you can sustain yourself. So you need to have systems set up for your money to flow. So this can look like, what's your product suite? What are your offers? How can you set up your systems in a way that allows money to flow through different channels? Right. So I have coaching, I have Akashic readings, I have courses. I just have like different things so that money can come into my business in many different ways. And then, yeah, self-discipline is important. You have to be consistent. You can't always go into your feminine energy. And there are just times where you're just going to have to be like, okay, like I have to be consistent. I have to show up today. And I'm going to do it because it feels good to be devoted and to show up in that way. So it's also really important to get into your masculine energy. So yeah, have your website set up or have like allow something that so people can book you, open it up, open the channel. And then the feminine energy really calls it in. But people need an avenue to get to you. Okay. All right, y'all. I swear this is like the last wealth frequency slide, and then we'll get to something else. Don't ignore your money problem. This was something that I also had to deal with. Not fun, but this was a really critical, pivotal point. Yeah, don't check your bank account scared. Don't put any fear. Don't pay your bills scared. Don't swipe your credit card scared. You don't want to be in that frequency. You always want to, even if you're in that frequency, attune to gratitude. List 3 things that you're grateful for. It's really easy to shift into that gratitude, with that worthiness, into like, thank you. Okay, thank you. I'm so grateful I get to pay this bill. I'm so grateful. Okay, I'm like, okay, I spent a lot that month, but it's okay. Money neutrality. It's fine. I'll call in more next month. Okay, so it's things like that. And it takes a lot of emotional mastery to also do that too. It's easier said than done, I promise you. Okay, so it's so important to look how much you are spending and receiving. This is important for like bookkeeping, for, okay, I'm investing in this and I paid for this subscription, I paid for Canva and I paid for Zoom and I paid for this. You have to like keep track of all of that for sure. And it's important to look at your money and how much you're spending and receiving so that you can actually adjust and attune to what you actually need. So if you don't know how much you need, how are you going to call that in? You actually need to know like the number that you need so that you could live comfortably and that you can attune your wealth channel to that number. Because sometimes spirit is not going to give you money because you're going to receive it all and then spend it all and you didn't even realize it. I was literally watching like this documentary about like money, and this woman had $100,000 deposited in her bank account, and at the end of the month it was $5. Like people actually like do that. Like people actually don't know what's going on in their bank account and they're just spending and spending and spending, and they have $5 left even though they called in so much money. Right? So this is why you have to look at how much you're receiving and spending. All right? You have to be aware of these things. Okay? And you're like, okay, actually I need this to feel stable, or I need this to cover my expenses, all of those things. Look at them. Okay, ignoring your money problem is like ignoring your shadow. It's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and the problem is going to get bigger until you learn the hard lesson through a tower moment. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Okay. Okay, shadow work / ancestral work. This is important. So all of those things that we talked about before with the toxic hyper masculine capitalistic programming, you gotta reprogram that. You gotta like unlearn those things. Where did they come from? They came from my mom. My mom taught me this. My dad, I saw him struggling. My dad always fought with my mom about money. Look at those things. These blocks can come from your past life. It can come from your childhood, your ancestral line, as well as your own like trauma in like adulthood and living and working in the society, in the matrix. So there's a lot there for sure. And, you know, you can really tap into this through like Akashic work, through tapping into your Akashic records, open your Akashic records, and how you really turn your generational curses into generational wealth. I will say that, yes, it's like, it's a lot when you have to like alchemize for generations. It's a lot, but it's worth it because you get the generational wealth and you pivot your whole like family. And that's a big thing, you guys. Okay. I know it's a lot. I know it sucks being the black sheep sometimes, but it's important. If you guys didn't know, literally the month that I like decided to like give my services, it was December of like 2021. I was like, okay, like I'm gonna actually put my service out there. My calendar is open for bookings. That month that the first month of me doing Akashic Records readings is when my uncle moved into his mansion in the Philippines. So this stuff isn't just manifesting in my life. It manifests for my uncle, for my cousins. Like, it's not just for me. You're actually going to see it in the way that your parents view money. My parents view money way differently now. Why? Because of me? No, but it's a lot of like the generational curses that you're breaking. And especially for the feminine line. This is so important. It's so important. And this is what your ancestors want for you. Your ancestors want you to relax. They want you to be in your dharma. They don't want you to be in fight or flight. So they're going to really help you out if you let them. Okay. So yeah, also get into like some beliefs that you have. Do you see money as evil? Okay. Again, like wealthy people are taking other people's resources and they're stepping up. They're stepping on the on the working class to get up there. Do you think being rich is unsafe? People are going to get jealous. I'm going to lose friends. Da, 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 da. Like, what are your beliefs when you actually step into like a lot of wealth? Okay. And then I also want to say that money is something that you have a relationship with. You want to see it as a feminine masculine dynamic within yourself. You have a relationship with them and you work together with it. Okay. And then energy leaks. This is important. This is important for sure. Resentment. If you're burnt out, you're going to resent. You're going to resent your job. You're going to resent people. You resent yourself. You want to clear that out because that is blocking your root chakra and it makes you unstable. So releasing, we're going to talk more about how to release that. Playing over past memories, that's literally like just stuck energy in your aura, just replaying as a past memory. And, you know, I'm talking about all these things and maybe like these memories are coming up for you right now. And that's, yeah, sure, it's going to get activated. You might get triggered right now. And it's important to put that down into your grounding cord, down into the earth. Okay, that's how you actually release and free up this, like, I wouldn't say it's a leak. It's just like stuck energy. It's literally stuck in time. And then you're not able to like access it as a resource and you need that energy. Okay. Anxiety, projected fear into the future, right? You want to be in the present moment. Like what brings you into the present? The wealth is in the present moment. It's here right now, if you can tune into it. Jobs and people, certain people are energy leaks. Definitely be like cautious and aware of like certain friends, certain people, certain jobs that are just draining you. And you're going to feel it. Like you feel drained. You want to hunch over because your solar plexus isn't strong. And they're tapping into your own personal power. This is how people learn to get their needs met, is doing this. So it's important to know how to shield. It's important how to like know how to run life force energy through your energy body, cut cords, all of those things, cut off people, all of those things. Have a work-life balance. Again, like have good boundaries so your energy is not leaking everywhere. And then where are you giving your power away? Sometimes we can give our power away to people. We can give it to power away to tools. Like I think I used to use weed to feel spiritual. I don't need weed to feel spiritual. And I think I gave my power away to it. But I'm like, actually, no, like I have the power and this is the tool. Do you give your power away to money itself? That's also an energy leak. Okay, so being really clear on where your money is literally going. And sometimes it's subconscious. You always want to clear your energy, call it back. All of those things we're going to learn about more in our energy workshop later this month. Okay, so yeah, that was the wealth frequency. And we're going to talk more about what is more valuable than money. Seriously, like what are some things I want to actually ask you guys? What do you value more than money? I want to drop it in the chat. You can type the ones that really resonate with you on the screen, but I want to know, like, what do you value more than money? And then if you ask yourself that and you actually value money more, maybe that. Knowledge is power, knowledge is money, love, freedom, yourself and life, authenticity, ooh, your own time. Yes. Yes, you guys, time is a big one. Time is a big one. Your friends, spirit. Yes, spirit is more valuable than money for sure. Oh, yes. Okay, so yeah. Money isn't the destination. It's not, we're not being witchpeneurs so we could have the 6-figure and millionaire business. That's not it. But it is the road and vehicle and tool in which we step into our dharma. Okay. Let me see what else came through in the chat. Beingness, peace. Yes. Your state of being. How much beingness is available to you right now? Okay. So time is huge, you guys. Time is finite. You can never get that back. You can actually get money back, but you can't get time back. Okay. So that is a really fucking valuable resource. Even people that are wealthy right now value time a lot. So especially in the beginning parts of our business, what are we wealthy? What are we abundant in? Time. You have so much time. You're so wealthy in time. Do you know how much people want that? Really again, when you're in your beginning stages of your business, you have a lot of time, but you can use that resource effectively and invest it effectively and use it wisely. Okay. I love collapsing time. If I didn't have my spiritual business mentor, like we really collapsed time when I worked with her one-on-one in her mastermind. If I wasn't in that 6-month mastermind with her, I don't even know where I would be in my business. I literally collapsed time to get where I am. And I'm willing to pay that energy. I'm willing to pay the money to collapse that time to get where I want to go faster. It's a quantum leap. It's the new timeline. Okay. Time is literally more valuable to me. And that's why I will always invest. Okay. That's just me. Freedom. Another thing that you have early in your business as a witchpreneur. Hell fucking yes. Celebrate the freedom that you have. I fucking love waking up on 11 a.m. on a Monday. So much better than waking up at 5 a.m. to go to work and fucking drive in Philadelphia. And I hate the Philadelphia drivers at 5 a.m. and it's dark. I have to go to a job. That was really draining me. And God, I loved being a teacher, but teachers are just so undervalued. It's not fair. Okay. So yeah, I love having the freedom to do whatever I want on a Monday. I don't have, I'm my own boss. It's the best. It's the best. I freaking love that. To this day, I really love that. I also have the freedom to not work when my body doesn't want me to work, when I'm on my period. I have the freedom to do that. That is so valuable to me. Fuck a biweekly check. That is so bad. That is so valuable to me. I have the freedom to travel. I don't have to wait for winter break and spring break as a teacher to travel, and everyone's traveling because it's spring break and winter break because everybody has the same breaks. Oh my God, freedom, you guys. I get to do what I want with my time and energy. Oh my God, it feels so good. Ugh. And again, in your beginning stages, when you have less clients and you have less duties and you have less responsibilities, you have so much freedom. Really relish in that. Really use it and celebrate it. Okay. People that are wealthy and making a lot of money, spiritual business owners, they're wanting more time and freedom in their business. That's where they're shifting. They're like, okay, like I have the sustaining money and business and millionaires, 6 figures, whatever. Now I want more time and freedom. That's what they want. Okay. So again, you really have to understand what's already in front of you and how you're wealthy already. Okay. This is what you can tap into. Travel and new experiences. Oh my God. Because I love traveling the world. These memories, that's actually what you can take with you after you die, is all the memories that you made. You can't take the money. You can't take the gold, Chanel, everything. You can't take that into the afterlife, but you actually take your experiences and the people you met, the lovers you had, the experiences that you had. It's in the Akashic records. That's the spiritual wealth, right? I freaking love traveling. I love having a cultural shock. I love meeting different people, networking with different people. Oh my God, how I even got to Mexico, or in Mexico, I met this woman. She had these beautiful crowns. And now I have these crowns for you guys. Oh my God, it makes me feel so wealthy. Jupiter also represents travel and gaining spiritual knowledge and changing your spiritual beliefs and philosophy through expanding your worldview. I fucking love travel, y'all. And to me, I really, really value that. That is my version of success, is to travel. Love and friendships. Oh my God, love and friendships are so important. Love is literally everything. Love is God. Love is spirit. Love is the universe. That is way more important to me than a man with a lot of money. I want a man that like can truly, truly, truly like see me in my all my beauty and my power and my authenticity and love me for me. Okay, that's what I really, really value is love and the friendships and the connections I have. That's also what you take with you in the afterlife. Your friendships, your connections that you find over and over and over and over again. It's crazy. It's crazy how life works like that. We can be on two different sides of the world and we'll still find each other. That is the power of love. And that is the beautiful thing about friendship and having people that support us, having an actual like genuine network system that I can lean on and feel stable in. That's where I find my stability and wealth. I feel rich in genuine friendships. Peace. Oh, yes, peace. Beingness. I'm rich in peace. Like I feel so good in this present moment. I cultivated so much peace in my life, so much mindfulness. Feels so good. If you guys have seen White Lotus, it's like this beautiful like Hawaii resort, and everyone has like these stupid like fights that don't mean anything. And I'm like, you're missing out on the beautiful like abundance that is Hawaii. And it's just like not available to them because they're just like in their own world and they're so focused on the material and the whatever and the sex. And no, get into the present moment and find like what's available to you. And like literally in the present moment, when you're like truly mindful, joy, wealth, all of those frequencies are so natural when you actually tune in. It's just like the natural state of being that we actually are is peace, love, joy. Okay. And we're just like in this world that doesn't let us tap into that. Okay. Spiritual wealth and knowledge is also more valuable than money. The way I'm connected to my spirit guides, the way that I have this spiritual knowledge from my past lives, the way that, yeah, I'm able to have self-mastery over myself and know about my soul and know about like my spirit guides and be guided by them and be like in tune with faith and miracles. My God, it's so, so valuable. Where I'm actually like, I'm here to grow my soul. I'm not here to grow my money. I'm here to grow my spiritual wealth. Okay. All right, so let's talk about worthiness. Where is your value rooted in? So yeah, as I said before, you have to be, do, have. So you actually have to emit the frequency, this can be in your heart chakra or just in general, of stability, wealth, and worthiness. And a lot of us as women, we feel like we're not enough. We feel like we have to prove ourselves. We just don't feel worthy of things. And this is like how our parents might have treated us, other people have treated us, romantic partners have treated us. So you really have to work on your worthiness and self-esteem so that you can actually manifest the things that you want and truly desire and deserve. Okay, because sometimes when you manifest something and you don't feel worthy of it, you're gonna sabotage it, you're gonna ruin it. So that's why you want to get into the worthiness first. And actually, like, spirit doesn't even give me things sometimes until I actually feel worthy of them. Okay, because if they just give it to me and I don't feel worthy, then again, like, it's just I'm not gonna truly appreciate it, and I'm gonna like push it away and resist it. Okay, so you really have to be able to be like, okay, like, no, I deserve this, I want this, and it's okay to want money. Stuff. You have debt and bills to pay. You have places to see. You have the world to see. You have a spiritual birthright to see the world. Why not? This is like your life. You're able to create it. So why not? Okay, so worthiness did not come from fixing people. No, don't do this in your business. We're done with that wounded healer archetype in which we have to self-sacrifice and fix people to gain something, to gain money or gain stability, nourishment. No, you don't need to fix people. You can heal people. You can give them medicine. You can give them like your blessings, but you don't need to fix them. You empower them to fix themselves. You don't have to prove yourself worthy by being beautiful, talented, perfect, having a degree. You don't need those things to prove yourself, or having the likes. Okay. The more you try to prove yourself, the more that you push away the things that want to come to you, because it's a mismatched energy. You're trying to prove yourself, and the things that you want, that you feel that you're worthy of, it's not like vibrating at the same rate. It's not the frequency. So the more that you push, the more that you show up online as perfect, as like with makeup on, and you can't be like imperfect, the more it pushes it away. Authenticity is beautiful. Like your messy, authentic everythingness, the good and the bad. I want to see it all. And that's where people are going to resonate with you and invest in you. Oh, let me see what treasure you're in. One thing I noticed about wealthy people is all they believe and know is that they deserve the money they have. Yeah, they deserve. Yeah, they feel deserving of it. And sometimes they feel deserving of it because that's just what they're used to. They're like, yeah, like I had this as a kid. Of course. They're normalized to it. Yeah, $2,000, $60,000. Yeah, that's normal. It's not like this lofty thing that you put on a pedestal that you have to grind and go up the ladder for. Okay, like it's just like, yeah, that's mine. And it's not entitlement. It's just like, of course, like, yeah. Okay, worthiness also does not come from how much you achieve and you got done, right? So you don't have to like keep doing things. You don't have to be like, okay, like if I worked out, then I deserve a chocolate cake. Right? So that's not where worthiness comes from. It doesn't come from the numbers, your likes, your followers, your bank account. Y'all, okay, yes, I have the followers and I have the blue check mark and I have like the viral videos, but I already knew I was that bitch before that even happened. Like I've been that bitch. I've been iconic. I didn't need the followers, the likes, the check mark to prove that. I already knew it. Like I knew it deep, deep, deep down inside before any of that shit manifested. And that's why I know I'm iconic. It's a byproduct of being iconic and being that bitch for sure. And being successful, yes. It's a byproduct, but I already knew that shit. I knew my worth, my value. Like literally the numbers, I don't put that on a pedestal either. I'm not chasing the numbers either. So again, if you're like really wanting to call that in or you're wanting to go viral, like no, like get back in tune to the source of being like, I'm iconic and I have a message to spread, or I just am worthy of being seen and heard because I'm a person and that's part of my needs. You're a person with human needs and you need to be seen and heard and valued. And it's okay to want that. It's just what every human needs. But yeah, also claim that for yourself. And it's okay to want the followers and the likes and the viral videos. That's also something that you can desire, but make sure you're not desiring it out of unworthiness or to prove yourself or to be like, oh, this means I'm this. No, I'm a bad bitch and that's why that's this. And that's why my profile looks like this. Okay. All right. Worthiness also doesn't come from being better than other people. There's no competition here. It's collaboration. So yeah, again, really tune into like where you have been sourcing your worthiness. Like, where is it actually rooted in? Okay. And then how can you root it into something more authentic, which is spirit and yourself and your true self, not some made up image that you think people would like. Okay. Your truest self is the most like magnetic thing about you. Your truest self. And you got to unlearn all of these identities that you got to be spiritual or witchpeneur, all of these things. No, F all of what you think that should look like. You're worthy right now in this present moment. You're worthy of being successful right now. If you decide it, if you choose it for yourself in this present moment. Okay, so yes, innate value comes from truly knowing yourself. This is why I love using the Akashic records. This is why I love using the Akashic records to help me in my business, to know myself more, and to really understand my unique Akashic blueprint. Like, I'm here for a specific reason. And I want to get in tune with that. And everything else, all these beliefs that aren't mine, F all of that. What are my true beliefs? What do I believe about myself? Who am I actually? Okay. And that's a constant process of unlearning and shedding. Okay. I'm still constantly doing that. I'm still constantly breaking and shedding that mold of what it means to be truly myself. Okay. So that's your innate value, because you're unique and nobody else can do what you do in the way that you do it. And nobody else can make the art the way that you do. Nobody else can talk the way that you do, or sing the way that you do, or do readings the way that you do, or make products the way that you do. It is only you. And that is your power. And nobody else in this world can take that away from you. I don't care if there's a copycat. They just don't have that it factor that you do. Okay, because you're rooted in your authenticity. And that's why it's always going to hit and slap every single time, because it's you. Okay, and people can feel that and people want that. And it gives people permission to also step into that. And that's why it's important to do this work too. Okay, so pricing. Let's talk about pricing. It is better to accurately price yourself than to give a discount because you think more people will buy it. It's true. You want to actually, your service, your level of impact, your gifts, your talents needs to be a vibrational match to the money that you want to receive. And if you give people a discount, you're gonna have an imbalance with your clients. And it's going to make you burnt out. It's going to create resentment. And then you're not resourced. Okay. So you want to accurately price yourself. Sure, it's amazing to have sales. Yes, it's important to maybe have a lower price, especially when you're starting out. You want to have integrity, for sure. But the way that you've invested in yourself already, the way that you already have gifts from your past lives, from your ancestors, from spirit just telling you, it's so important to match where you're able to be of service. And actually, when you raise your prices, I recently raised my prices, thanks to my spiritual business mentor and the Akashic records also telling me to. So when you raise your prices, you actually increase your ability to be of service. So before, I was like in my in-person readings, it would be a day, 6 hours, 6 clients, back to back to back to back. I was so burnt out. I was like, okay, I do love it. It feels good. And at the beginning, it felt really good. And then I just started feeling burnt out. And I'm like, okay. So it's literally also simple price and supply and demand. So if there's a lot of demand, like you have to put the prices up. And so I would have 6 clients, right? Now I increased my prices. Last time I had 3 clients, but I made more money than I had than 6 clients. And actually those 3 were they were really quality, deep readings. So when I raised my prices, I actually increased my ability to impact them more. And that's why you shouldn't feel bad about raising your prices and to accurately price yourself, because you're worth it. Okay. And again, people are really going to value spiritual knowledge and spiritual gifts more. Okay. Those are for my witchpeneurs. So yeah. If I didn't have my spiritual business mentor, I'd be like, it would be like weeks. It would be like months. I'm like, should I raise my prices? I would be sitting on that for like weeks. But she's like, no, raise your prices. My Akashic records also told me, and I raised it, and then boom, I'm hitting like a whole new expansive reality that feels really good. I feel nourished. It's like a really nice sweet spot. Okay, so it's like, you need to raise your prices when you're getting burnt out, you're always being booked. And that's like your indication to raise those prices. Okay. All right, so let's talk about embodiment work. Okay, it's important to, yes, have the beliefs, have the know it mentally in the lessons. But it's also important to embody it and do it and be it. Okay, so the triggering. Your trigger, I have to prove my worth by overdoing. I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do that. And I'm just going to do a bunch of bullshit work to seem that I'm productive. And I'm like, why did I make enough money? Right? So that's the trigger. There's a lot that kind of happens in the trigger. You actually have to be like, okay, like I'm feeling triggered. Then you actually be like, what is the story I'm telling myself? What is the belief I'm telling myself to be feeling this or to be thinking this? Like, why am I overdoing? Why do I feel like I have to do it? Where did this come from? So there's a lot that happens in the trigger. Okay. But you have to get to the core belief that the trigger came from. Right. So that was the belief. I'm like, okay, I want to rewrite this belief. Then you got to release it. So there's a lot of ways to release. And this is a constant releasing process. Sometimes you can't release a belief in like one yoga practice. I'm sorry. Sometimes they're generations deep and you're going to have to release and release and release in layers. And that's okay. So yeah, detoxing, saunas, like with food, stretching. Okay. There's like emotions stored in our hips. Definitely do yoga. Heart openers is also a really good way. Like really releasing through the body is like a huge game changer. Stretching, sweating, all of those good things. Fasting is also really good. I don't personally fast, but if you want to, you could. Dance is really good. Like if you have like so much like pent up energy, like you just want to like dance, and it's a beautiful like alchemy, opens up your channels. Sometimes like literally when I dance, I'm literally getting creative ideas. Like it literally opens up my channel. This is why this is part of the work. I get to work for my job. Okay, let me dance. I need to like download the codes for my masterclass. That's part of the work. That is, and it's fun. Art alchemy. I was literally talking to Alex about art alchemy and us doing like art together in Yoniversity. That'll be so fun. I want to actually do these things with you guys, like in a meeting, just like get into the creative mode. Orgasming is so powerful. We're going to talk more about sex, magic, energy work, orgasming, using orgasms, using our yoni to be an alchemist. We're going to talk more about that in the deeper masterclasses. Screaming, singing. You could scream, sing. Burn paper. I like to release on a full moon. Clean your room. Donate your clothes. Throw stuff out. Make room for your new belief to come in. Okay, we're talking again, like get back into the emptiness of the feminine energy. Reiki is also really good. Energy work, Reiki. You don't have to be Reiki attuned to do energy work. That's another thing I want to say. All right, so you released it, you alchemized it, and now you're an open vessel and your subconscious is primed to choose a new belief. When I relax, I receive more wealth. Okay, that's my new thing. When I feel triggered, okay, like, let me dance, let me stretch, whatever. And then let me tell myself something different. Okay. And then I want you to remember, how does my body feel when I believe this? Okay. How do I feel when I relax? What can I do to my body to relax? There's actually things that you could like literally do to your body to like get yourself out of like a tense fight or flight mode. Do those things. Nervous system regulate. Breathe in and out. Get back into your safety. Root your root chakra into the earth. Okay, you're safe, root chakra. It's okay. You're stable. When I relax, I receive more wealth. Let me open up my wealth channel. What does it feel when I'm relaxed and open? What does my body feel? My shoulders are relaxed. My heart is open. Like, I feel like grounded in my root chakra. That's how my body feels. And remember that. You want to like take note of these subtle body changes. Because you want your mind, body, and spirit to work in like together in collaboration. And then receive, be open to this new reality, be open to this new possibility. Okay, so I was going through this, I was triggered, I have to prove myself by overdoing, I was on my period, but I'm like, why am I going to post something? Why am I going to do work? I'm on my period. Okay, I'm going to relax. Instead of actually choosing that action from this place of fear, from this false belief, I'm going to relax. I'm going to break that cycle and I'm going to relax. And then lo and behold, somebody's like, hey, like, I just want to send you this like money so you can buy yourself a cup of coffee. Oh my God, thank you. That actually happened to me. I'm relaxing. Oh my God, it happens. And I'm not even joking, you guys. I'm like stoned as fuck. Oh my God, I got a booking. Yes. Or I'm like having fun with my friend and we're out in New York. We're having a fun time. I'm like so happy and open. Oh my God. That's the real reality. This is like real. This is like, okay, like, thank you. And it makes my belief stronger because I actually have proof of it. Okay, and you want to remember what it feels like to receive. Oh my God, thank you. Yes, I feel so grateful. This belief is real. Okay, so also remember what it feels like to actually have it manifest in front of you. All right, okay, so money energetics and nature dynamics. Let me check the time. I know it's over, but it's okay. I'm almost done. You guys. All right, so money energetics and nature dynamics. Honestly, money is water. I want you guys to think of money as water. Okay, we say a lot of things that make it seem like it's water. Make it rain, currency, you liquidate your assets, your streams of income, and your cash flow. Okay, so it is literally water. And if you guys know that Sweetie song, tap, tap, tap in, like she's saying, tap into the frequency. It's not something that you have to like go out and get. It's just something you tap into. You're into the flow of money. And it's really good. Like, let's say like you're in the flow. Okay, maybe you got like $15 or you get like a random check in the mail for $20. That actually happened to me. Oh shit, I'm in the money flow. Okay, how can I expand my channel so I could receive way more? But I'm already in the flow, so that's great. So use these like ways that I'm like, okay, like somebody booked with me or somebody's interested. Oh my God, I'm in the flow. Notice when you're in the flow and when you're not in the flow. Okay. All right. So to me, money is like the ocean, stocks, it like goes up and down. And it's also literally affected by the full moon, like the tides. Okay. Money is literally affected by human emotion. Stocks go up and down when people are fearful. Okay, so I want you guys to be aware of that. Our water is emotion. Money is like emotions. It's fluid. I want you guys to know that it comes in waves and it ebbs and flows. And there's so much money in the world that we as humans can't even spend it all. Like there's so much money. There's so much water on this planet. Okay, I want you guys to feel like there's so much wealth in this world. And whenever I tune into money, I like to surround myself in the Mexican Ocean. Oh my God, it's clear waters. It's not too rough. It feels so good. Okay, and there's some people that are like, you get into the ocean, you're like, oh my God, it's cold. And you're like, you're all tense and stuff. No, relax into it, flow with it. Okay, it's really your like, what's your relationship to it? Like, are you like tensing up? Or is it too cold for you? Is it not comfortable to tune into wealth and money? Or is it like, yes, I love the ocean. Okay. I'm always tuning into money and imagining it as that frequency of energy and the ocean around me. And it's just always around me. Okay. So what is your money like? Is it a still lake? Are you not spending a lot? It needs to flow. It's like that still water. Like animals don't like to drink still water because there's like bacteria and it needs to flow. So you need to like let it flow. You need to open up those streams. Okay. Is it a dried up brook? Are you in a drought? Or are you like an overflowing fountain? Like really tuning into like a fountain and you're overflowing. And it's also like a toroidal field. And this is what I like to envision my money being. And my toroidal field being is being an overflowing fountain. And then I have a really big container in which, yes, I'm circulating money, but I'm keeping a lot of it as well. So that's what I like to envision it. Okay. So that's kind of like the feminine money dynamics for sure. And money stability really comes into like the earth element. So really grounding into the earth, grounding into like a mountain that's immovable. Okay, what's deep inside of the earth? What's priceless? Where do you find the gems? In the earth, the priceless gems. Yes, you got to get your hands dirty. You got to dig in your shadow to find the priceless gems for sure. But that's where you find it. You find it inside of yourself. And that's your priceless wisdom. That's your priceless wealth that nobody can steal from you because it's yours. Okay, so really tuning into, again, this beautiful nature, root into like a tree, again, like a mountain, like a rock. The earth is literally always going to be there. Tomorrow, the next day, when you die, before you were born, it's always there. Just like the money will always be there for you. And really look at your dynamics with masculine. Do you trust your masculine to come through for you, to be reliable, to be stable? Do they come through every time, or do you doubt it? Okay, the feminine flow. Like, what's your relationship with your mom and other female friendships? That's really gonna like affect how you feel about money in a feminine way and a masculine way. I hope that makes sense. All right, so the well does not go dry. It's wet, wet, wet. What else is wet is our yoni. Okay, money should turn you on. It feels so good to receive. It feels so good to spend. Oh, it feels so good to like have things and to give. It feels so good to invest. I'm like, bitch, I want your service. Here you go. Take my money, bitch, please. Like, it turns me on. And it's not like I'm like high from it or anything like that. And again, you want to see the money as equal. Like, you have to love spending and receiving at the same frequency. And so I used to like spending way more. But you really have to, again, get into the money neutrality and having it being balanced. And you have to like both. You can't like spending more. You can't like receiving more. You have to like both, masculine and feminine, same capacity, equality, or equal. Okay. If you guys watched my, what was it called? My autumn equinox money bowl wealth class, masterclass. I talk way more about money, feminine and masculine energetics in that. So highly recommend to watch that. Okay, so money imbalances. Let me know if this resonates with y'all. Which ones do y'all have? It's okay. This is a judgment-free zone. These are literally, these literally come from my own experience. Okay. Shiny object syndrome. Oh my God, I want this. And it's like, it's this high that I get because I'm like, oh, this is so shiny, I want it. But it's just, I just want it because I don't know, I'm trying to prove myself. I'm like, oh, like people are gonna think I'm fashionable and I want this. But it actually doesn't resonate with me. I'm doing it because it's a sale. I'm doing it because it's shiny. I'm doing it because I feel like I need it and I actually don't. So that's what shiny object syndrome is. This is really important. This is like, if you're spending too much, you might have shiny object syndrome and you might like not need all the things you're buying. And that's where you need the self-discipline. That's where you need the masculine energy, and you're being too feminine and you need to get into your masculine. Okay. Thinking money should only come from one place. Be open to how it can manifest. So sometimes we think as witchpeneurs, I want all my money to come through this launch. Or I want all my money to just come through my business, and be open to the ways that it can come. It can come from a side gig. It can come from like literally anything else outside of your business, but be open to it. Don't be like, oh, I wish I was making money in my business and not my part-time job. No, like be grateful for it, because if you're pushing away money from your part-time job, money's just like, she's pushing me away. So be open to any avenue that can come in, and don't be like, oh, this is the only place that money can come in. Okay, and that could be really, really restricting. Trying to stop the flow. This is like, oh, like I don't want to pay. Oh God, but it needs to flow. It needs to flow so it can circulate back to you. Like, this is really where you're just like spending it freely because like the next wave is going to crash. That's like, waves are always going to crash and ebb and flow on the fucking beach, whether you're there or not. It's never going to stop. It's always going to flow. So the more that you can just like give with ease, or even like stop the flow of like somebody's trying to give you something, receive it. It doesn't even have to be money. Like, receive that compliment. Let somebody pour into you. Let somebody give you things. They want to give you confidence. They want to like make you feel good. Thank you. Somebody said like, oh, I love your hair today. That's how I know I'm magnetic. That's an indication I'm magnetic, because they complimented me and I'm able to receive that. People want to give to me. Give me compliments, give me whatever, because I'm in my feminine energy. Okay. Entitlement and desperation. Again, these don't vibe with money. Entitlement is more so of like, okay, I did this and why I should be seeing this. Like, why am I not seeing this? Like, it's almost like being a spoiled brat and not being like grateful for the things you have. Be grateful for what you have now, and being like, okay, spirit, like I appreciate you so much. And because I appreciate spirit so much, they feel so much pleasure in giving to me. Or even a man loves making me happy and giving me things. And it's not like I'm being spoiled or I feel entitled to his money, but it's like, I just love when you make me happy, and they want to make me more happy. Desperation too, like when you're just like trying too hard. You can't try too hard, or you can't be like, well, it's over there, or I really, really want this money. No, that's not how it works in dating. You can't be desperate when you're dating, so you can't be desperate when you're trying to call in money. It's literally like a masculine energy that you want to call in and allure. Right? So you got to be empowered. You got to be like seductive. And you can't be desperate. You can't want it so badly. You have to actually really be detached and know your worth and value. So yeah, that's a dating tip and a money tip. Okay, thinking it's in the future, not in the present. Again, wealth is in the present moment. Oh, when I have the money, then I'll do this. Oh, when I have it, then I'll do this. No, then that you're always creating from a place of like, oh, well, it's always not now. That's why you don't have it now. Because you always think it's not now. You're acting from a place of like, I don't deserve it now. So again, it's in the present moment. I decide I'm worthy of this. And then it happens, and then it compounds, and then it comes back to you. Okay. All right. So thinking money is the goal. It's not the goal. It's not the destination. We already talked about this, but what you really want to manifest is the feeling of ease, freedom, and stability. That's at the end of the day, at the end of all of our desires, what we really want is the feeling. We want to feel love. We want to feel heard. We want to feel seen. We want to feel like freedom and peace and stability. We want to feel those things. And yes, money can be a byproduct of us feeling stable. That does make me feel stable. I do need money to feel freedom and ease. Yes, for sure. But you can access those feelings now, and that is what helps you manifest it. And the external validation, okay, it's not the external validation that runs your feelings. It's your feelings that run, it's the internal validation that run the external reality. That's, I mean, that's spiritual 101. But yeah, it's the spiritual, like it's the feeling first. And it's the subconscious, the unseen that dictates the reality. So what can you tap into? What can you feel before it actually manifests? Okay. When I have enough, then, okay, so procrastinating, missing an opportunity. I hate buying something and then it's out of stock and then it's like a limited edition thing. And I'm like, and it haunts me for the rest of my life. And I hate missing an opportunity. Like, I just don't like that. So I'm just like, okay, like this is my opportunity. Let me do it. Don't procrastinate things. Like when you're just like pushing it off, it's that procrastination. Like, no, like it's in the present moment. This is your window. This is your opportunity. And opportunities time is limited. You're not always going to get this opportunity. Jupiter is not always going to be in Taurus. So this is your moment to tap in, y'all. Tap the fuck in. Tap, tap, tap in. Okay. So yeah, I stopped procrastinating. I'm like, I know I'm eventually gonna go do this ayahuasca retreat, but I'm like, okay, like it's another investment. I know that, but I'm like, okay, let me just cut the bullshit, cut the time, and I'm just gonna invest. Like I'm doing it. Like obviously, I don't need to go back and forth and doubt my intuition. And no, I'm gonna trust my intuition the first time. And that's why my intuition is so strong, because I trust it the first time. Okay. All right. Making it complicated and hard. Money is not complicated. It's not hard. It's actually 1 + 1, 2 + 2, 3 + 3. Vibration, frequency equals this. It's not that hard. We made it super complicated. And as a feminine being, it's supposed to be easy. The more that you can make it easier for yourself, the more that it just magnetizes to you. Okay? It's not as hard as you think. When I manifested a $10,000 month, I was not doing hard things. I was sleeping till 11 a.m. I was doing yoga. I was doing my spells. I was just living my life. I didn't do anything extra, honestly, but just attune my frequency more, open up my channel more, get into the being more. I didn't do more. I really did not do more. I showed up. Yes, I showed up. I had to share my message. I had to be seen and feel heard for sure. That's how people find me. But I wasn't doing anything crazy. And that's the crazy thing about it. And if you can call in $1,000, you can call in $10,000. You already know how to call in money. And if you can call in $10,000, you can call in $100,000. It's not that different. And also, you think you have to be a completely different person to receive that. No, you're worthy of it now. right here, right now. You don't have to do too much. You don't have to change your whole self. Oh, my wealthy self is more disciplined in this and this and that. No, you're worthy now. Now, in the present moment. Seriously. You don't have to change your whole self to be that wealthy version. You don't. And that's where people get it messed up, because they're not being themselves. It's not complicated. It's hard. It's definitely like, I don't want to oversimplify it. It takes a lot of like the triggering and emotional stability and the emotional mastery and the lessons and initiations. So much. I don't want to like oversimplify it. I don't. But it's not as hard and complicated as we're making it seem. And it's joyful, it's fun, it's pleasurable to make it. It feels so good. And I know I manifested it because it wasn't $1 above and it wasn't $1 below. It was $10,000, 0.79. It was crazy. I was like, oh shit, like I actually manifested that. Okay, cool. That's crazy. Okay, so this is part one of it. The next part of it is the energy work, which is really important. But before that, let's get into this. So fortune favors the bold. So this is Jupiter and Aries lesson. So you should have learned it yesterday. No, I'm kidding. Jupiter goes back into Aries end of July. So you're going to see these themes come back again. But yeah, fortune favors the bold again. You should have learned this lesson yesterday. Sorry. I'm just joking, y'all. So I'm going to read you guys these quotes. There's a saying in Arabic. I'm not going to read it. But make a move and God increases the blessings. It means not to sit and wait and to be active and move with intent, and divine blessings and guidance will come and naturally support what you do. Why? Because I believe spirit. Spirit is the one that's making miracles, the one that making shit happen, not me. That's why it's not that overwhelming. I'm like, okay, I'm going to move with messy action in alignment with true beliefs that I am programming myself. And that's why spirit favors me. That's why I'm a lucky girl. That's why fortune follows me wherever I go. Okay. You know what my spiritual business mentor told me that she likes in me? She likes my willingness to be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. That's what she saw in me. Okay. And it gets you far in life, I promise you, when you're bold and you have the audacity to do things. Okay, move with faith first, understanding comes later. The most beautiful knowledge comes from trust in God. Wow, if you can really trust spirit, if you can really put faith when you don't even have it in the bank account, when you're really tight on money, when you're low on funds, let's say, or whatever risk they want you to take, they want you to quit the job, they want you to move, you don't really understand why, you got to leave the relationship and you don't really know why, you got to do it. You got to trust, you got to put your faith in spirit that it's going to work out. And you got to know that it's going to work out because you're you. And you're of God. And you're you. You're a bad bitch. Yes, you are a bad bitch. Okay. All right. So this is another quote that I love, and it's from the book, The Artist's Way, The Spiritual Path to Higher Creativity. All too often, it is audacity, not talent, that moves an artist to center stage. Yes. Doesn't mean you have to have the degrees, the certifications, the talent, the testimonials. No, it's audacity, because you're putting yourself out there. You're being bold. You have the willingness to make it work. That's what puts you in center stage. That's what makes you successful. Okay. So again, fortune favors the bold. Okay. Take your risk. It's rigged in your favor. It is, if you believe it. And you move from that place. Okay. Energy, body, wealth channel. Okay, so many people that are spiritual, they're like, okay, it's all about your energy. You got to change your energy to call in wealth. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? What the fuck does that mean? Okay. And this like really created a shift in terms of how I created a 5-figure month. It's the wealth channel. Holy crap. You guys, we are a conduit for life force energy. It is our toroidal field. It is our Akashic, is our chakra system that is that wealth channel that we tap into the frequency of wealth and allow it to flow into our lives. Okay. So this is what we have ahead for our energy workshop that we're doing at the end of the month. So yeah, we're going to do Akashic energy work. This is something that my energy work teacher taught me. You don't have to be Reiki attuned. Energy work is your birthright. It is. So we're going to really talk about opening our chakras. We're going to learn about the energy work basics. So grounding into the earth, cleansing your aura, learning about the energetic body layers. So our thoughts, we have a mental body. It is the third layer of our aura. And that's where our thoughts are. That's where the beliefs are. And I'm literally like putting it and grounding it into the earth. So it's literally not in our head. It's in our energetic field. These thoughts of bullshit of you have to work hard and you can sleep when you're dead and all that stuff. It's in your energy field. It's stuck there. It's in your mental body. Okay. So I'm like, again, I'm clearing it and we're able to like attune the auric field to your real beliefs and to real pleasure and wealth and shielding. Okay. So these are the basics that we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about running life force energy, our Taurus field, your ability to be resourced into source. Taurus is your resources. We're grounding into the earth, the abundant resource that's available to you. Okay, whenever you feel drained, whenever you need more energy, run your life force energy. Okay, I'm going to teach. It's a really powerful tool. And these things I do on a daily basis, especially because I am a psychic for a living. Very important. It's part of my work and I like doing it. All right, so the back chakra channels allow you to receive. A lot of people have collapsed back chakra channels and they are not aware of it. So we're really going to open that up and allow ourselves to take up space with our energy body as well, which is really fun. Sometimes I opened up my back channels and I got a reading booking. Like, it's crazy, you guys. Like, this shit changes the game. Like, it changes the game. Yes, all of those things that we talked about earlier, so important. But this, oh my God, that's like, that was the real shit for me to get into like a 5-figure months. Seriously, changes the fucking game. Okay, so attuning your aura to prosperity, miracles, and pleasure. Yes. Like, how can we do that? We're attuning the frequency so that we can attract these things as a magnet. And later down the line, I'm going to talk about more sex work, sex magic, energy work, using your orgasms to make your aura more magnetic, make your aura brighter, and using your orgasms to do that. This like tantric stuff. This is also coming from like Egyptian mystery schools as well. All right, and then you connecting to your ancestors, your Yoniverse, and the maternal line. So we're also going to call them in as well to help us with that energy work. The maternal line is really supporting us right now in allowing us to receive, because yeah, they want that for us. As a woman, we can earn more. We're allowed to have more. We actually have our own money now. Maybe they didn't have it when they were living, and they want us to be abundant and to have our own autonomy with our own money. Okay, so there's a lot of people that are supporting. There's a lot of hands. There's a lot of people that want to support you in this work. Spirit, your ancestors, like people in your life, like me, like I want this for you guys. Okay, so that's why you guys can really lean on this beautiful stability and support. And again, like they want this to happen. This is what the earth wants. This is what the universe wants. Okay. So I know there's a lot of blockages that you might feel, a lot of trauma, but you got to really understand that it's not just you trying to make it happen. It's like a lot of other people, a lot of other spirit that wants this for you if you want to claim it. Okay. Invitation into the universe. So what is today? The 16th. This is still your invitation to the universe. Thank you so much for those that are here on my open temple event. I hope you guys like really enjoyed my masterclass. It feels so good to like talk about these mysteries, to share the wealth and the spiritual knowledge and wealth that I have. And just giving you the wealth code. Like it just feels so good to make this available for you guys. So yeah, this is your invitation. The doors are still open. They're closing May 19th, this Friday. It is the new moon, fertility. Again, it's that void black fertility of the moon. Oh, I'm so excited. It's the new moon in Taurus conjunct Jupiter. Oh, it's going to be such a powerful portal. Okay, this is where we are going to manifest for each other. We're going to really set intentions, set the container for what we want to manifest in such a beautiful, fertile energy. Okay, because it's Jupiter, you know, those blessings are amplified because we're doing it together. Those blessings are fucking amplified. So I'm so excited. Okay, Friday is your last day to actually jump in. Again, we set the container and we close the container. And there's not gonna be any more open temple events. All of those things are gonna be for those that are initiated and ready for these mysteries and feel worthy of these mysteries. So these are your crowns if you want to claim them. You know, you'll know it's your crown. I love my crown so much. And I just love crowns. Like it's a really beautiful way to alchemize your shame and to step into your worthiness is when you look at yourself in your crown and you're like, oh, you just remember your power and you remember your like self as like this beautiful divine woman. Okay, these are like gorgeous, gorgeous crowns that found me in Mexico. And it was literally the last day of my Mexico trip. And I was like crowned. I was like waiting for my taxi and I was crowned by this woman. And she was talking about like how she's had past lives in Egypt. And I'm like, okay, girl, like this goes like way back. Like she literally initiated me. And I actually go through my own initiation for my own programs. So it was really beautiful to actually receive this crown. Oh my God. And these crowns are special. They're made just for you. Like nobody else is going to have this crown. And like, if I do this program next year, like it's going to be different. I don't know if I'm going to have crowns. I don't know. So this is your opportunity. This is your space to claim your crown because you're a queen and you'll know, and you're that bitch. Okay. You'll just know. I trust that you'll know because you're that girl. Okay, so this is again for those that are interested and for those that are already here in Yoniversity. This is what our schedule looks like. We have more meetings this month because it's our beginning month. So yeah, we met a lot. We have like what, 5 meetings this month, but it's going to be like more so 3 to 4 meetings. Again, really depending on the package that you get. So yeah, our schedule. So our initiation, it came through as the anointing. Oh, so juicy. We're going to get into some sacred adornment. We're going to manifest together. We're going to set the container. We're going to talk about temple etiquette and really talk about what is the role that I have and that you have in this community and what you want for yourself and your business and this community as well. So it's gonna so yes, please if you want to be in this Akashic Allures Yoniversity, please tell me before the 19th. That will be amazing, so that you can be there for the initiation. And it's happening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there was a slight shift. And we have our Akashic group coaching call. We're going to talk about money and launching. So a lot of the things that were triggered, we're actually going to talk about it. Like, what are you triggered about? What are some guides and like, what's some advice from your guides on how to like rework that? Or maybe you have a past life that wants to come through. That's really what Akashic group coaching is. And you guys are all going to be like mirror reflections of each other. So one person asking a question or somebody going through a process is going to also be useful for you. Okay, this was also really powerful in my own mastermind experience. So yeah. And it's a really beautiful moment to like know where your sisters are at and hold space for them, and to help them feel seen, safe, and heard in a beautiful, safe container, especially when they're feeling triggered. Okay. So that's how group coaching calls are going to work. And then we also have Alex that is going to be stepping up as my co-host. Yay. And she's also going to do more Akashic group integration. And she is really good at integrating and talking about the shadow work aspects. So it's beautiful to have this support as well. It feels good. Yay, Alex. Okay, and then the 28th, it's a Sunday, we have our energy workshop. Okay, like we're really gonna change the game, you guys, with opening our wealth channel, like really increasing how much we can receive, and like alchemizing, like letting go of those like old limiting beliefs. So I'm really excited for those energy workshops. If you guys aren't in energy work or you are Reiki attuned, it doesn't matter. Like, you have a birthright to knowing how to work your energy. Okay. All right. So that's what it looks like. And we're shifting into Gemini season. So there's all gonna be these beautiful like throat chakra, sound healing activations next month. So I'm so excited. All right. So that's what Yoniversity looks like. And again, this is your invitation to the universe. It's still open for you. This is it. This is my 2 different price points and my 2 different packages. So I have the mastermind and then I have a mastermind diamond. Okay, so I'm going to go more into mastermind diamond because I don't think I went into it too much for the Beltane ritual. So this is really for those that want to start a psychic business. So I am your mentor because I have my own thriving psychic business. So yeah, you're going to have 6 monthly Akashic sessions with me. Okay. And before I go into this, like even if you don't have a psychic business, you're a creative, you're just a spiritual business person, and you're not psychic, like that's completely fine too. Like I would more so say that you can join the mastermind. But if you really want that hands-on support, if you really want like, okay, like let's build your business, like let's build your brand together, strategy and energy work is what I'll be offering. So yeah, your 6 monthly Akashic sessions. So we're going to tap into past lives. We're going to go into some blockages, getting you into your Dharma. How can you infuse your Akashic blueprint with your business? Another thing that is also being offered, monthly Akashic integration and Reiki healing with Alex. So yes, sometimes this stuff is triggering. It's triggering to put yourself out there, to do something new, to be in the unknown. So you want to have these energy work sessions so that you can release it, and you don't have to release it all by yourself. You don't have to detox and clean your room. You can receive healing from somebody. Okay. And this also, I've also been using this. I'm always getting Reiki like every month. Seriously, it's important for me, especially for you as a person that wants to start or you have your own psychic business. Okay, guest expert events. I want you guys to get Kundalini Reiki attuned. And I have a lot of beautiful, amazing witchy bitches in my in my network that are able to give these beautiful workshops. So Kundalini yoga, like I want to do a cacao ceremony. human design workshop. Okay, so these are like the guest expert events that are coming through that want to be within this space. And then depending if there's more than one person in my mastermind diamond, we can have an extra group monthly call / psychic workshop, just because you guys are like, I don't want to say different, but yeah, like there's just more to like psychic business than what I might be talking about in just the mastermind, just because it's like open to creatives. Like you can be a tattoo artist, like anything, like you can literally be a creative and take this mastermind. All right, and then luxury gifts. Like I want to get you guys stuff from House Freya. Like I want to get you guys chocolates. You guys are getting a crown. You're getting a Venus a Fleur Eternal Rose. So I do give some of those stuff to mastermind, but I just give more to my mastermind diamond. So there's a lot that you will be receiving. And yeah, so these are my 2 price points. If you are interested, reach out to me directly, just because you guys are in the live or I already have made some sort of connection with you. Just reach out to me, email, DM me, text me if that's also available to you by Friday if you want to jump in. Okay. All right. I think that was it, you guys. All right. Let me see. I feel like listening to the song again, but if anyone has any questions, let me know. Does anyone have any questions actually about Yoniversity, about money in general? Like, are you stuck? Like, I want to like open it up. Like, if you feel stuck in money, or if you feel like, okay, like I have the shifts, I have the beliefs, but I'm also available for that. But I know it's late. Holy shit. So yeah, if not, I can kind of just end it here. Let me know. Sorry. All right, y'all. So thank you guys so much for coming, for staying the whole time. I so appreciate y'all. Y'all are going to get the replay. And yeah, it felt so good to give you guys this medicine. Let me know how you guys are integrating it. Don't be a stranger. I'm always here. Okay, so I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. Get some rest, get some sleep, tune into the frequency. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. Bye, y'all.